Hey, good morning, good morning. Let's try that shit again. Recording, much better. Try that shit. Same crowd. You guys made it. I think it might be less people because you need to stop fucking calling me. I get it. It's spicy, okay? Me. I can't do this. What the shit? It's like 9 phone calls. People need to chill out. Okay. Murphy, how we doing?
All right, so let's restart this. So, in between Coffee and Crow and the Jungle, right? So, I talked about this yesterday. I want to start like the DeFi 101 classes. If you got any questions for DeFi, just come into the Discord. Um, I'll be in there on and off all day long, and post your questions or whatever. We can talk about it. We can learn about liquidity pools. We can learn about liquidity itself. We can learn about interest rates, compound interest, anything you want. If I don't know the answer, I'm going to be 100 and say, hey, man, I don't know. Let's look it up together, whatever the case may be. We'll learn it together. But either way, I think, with CDC doing what they're doing on their side, you know what I'm saying? They ain't never been my daddy. I'm DeFi all the way. So just come on in.
Let's go.
We'll get them questions answered for you, right? And just so everybody knows, right, the jungle's all about multi-chains. You can bring in, I love Polygon, I love ETH. You can come in with them questions too, right? I'll lead you in the right direction.
We'll take a little Polygon. We'll take a little ETH. We'll take a little Cosmos, bro. We'll take a little Harmony. Whatever you got. Whatever you got. Also, the channel specifically for this, where Murphy is dropping gems and I'm hopping in and out. DeFi 101. DeFi 101. Sam, what's up, buddy?
What's up, Alpha? How you doing, baby?
Chilling.
You bought all your bags away yesterday, or what? I'm kidding.
Never.
Fuck, man, I wanted to make a tweet yesterday, though. I didn't know that Twitter had so many business and finance majors all across the Kronos chain. Pretty surprising how much people were giving their input on like what was the right decision to do, what was the wrong decision, all that jazz. And now today we see that Crypto.com listens and everything shoots like right back up. Not obviously where it was, but we see that it goes all the way back up very aggressively and very strong. And I just find it funny because there's so many people who think that they were so smart and so right, fighting so hard, saying this was the greatest rug pull of all time. No, they did this because they have to be sustainable. They did this because they're getting so much more people on board. If you like, I don't even know. When I seen it, it didn't even really affect me that badly. I was like, all right, well, the only reason they're doing this is because there's too many people on the platform. It wouldn't make sense. They're not going to keep giving all the eggs in their basket.
And we've been saying that, and it's not fine print. It's right underneath it. As someone who never got the card and still knew this shit, come on, man. We all get wrapped up in it. And like, I know how good the rewards were because you guys used to fucking tell me about it every day. And it really hurt my feelings. You think I'm kidding. It hurts in my belly when I hear someone bought a car with their fucking crypto.com card. It hurts when Jafar fucking one of these goddamn limeys tells me that they got a fucking cup of coffee with it and then it got fucking £2 back. And I'm like, bro, I don't want to hear it. I don't. We saw this coming. It was better before, and then they made it a little less, and now it's a little less, and they'll make it a little less again because first one in the pool wins. That's the name of the game. It doesn't matter what the fuck you're doing.
I think we got spoiled, dude. We got spoiled. We were getting crazy rewards and just like expecting that to last for forever. But like, they're a business, so they do have to make money, and they can't give out like free money constantly. So, I'm grateful for what they were able to do in the short term, and maybe they'll be able to do something comparable later.
You got the card?
Yeah, I got a card. I mean, it's decent. I mean, like, fucking, I've never bought a car. Like that's some crazy cash.
You don't
back,
have to
dude.
buy a car. Cup of coffee works. I hear anything works.
Get that cash back, baby.
Yeah,
I
and then
mean,
they
you
have a
use it every
weird like
day.
extra.
Do you use it
Yeah,
every day?
no. I use my Bank of America. I use a debit card. The cashback I probably should utilize more. Like on any bills, like that wouldn't have been a bad idea.
I thought it was pretty stupid to reduce the Ruby rate to 0.5%. It's their largest onboarder. No offense to the guys, but screw the kickback. Like, it's the cashback is going to bring people on. Most new customers aren't going to stake 3.5 grand. That's bull. Like, so I was a little
Most
annoyed
people
by the
aren't gonna
last
stake ever. My
ever.
best friends, my mother, people I meet on the street, it doesn't matter. Look at my crypto.com account and tell me how many fucking referrals I have. Still, to this day, one. Because one person staked for the card, and that was my wife, and it doesn't count. Sorry.
Same. The only stake is relative, for God's sakes. Like, you know.
You really got to hold a hand to get through staking. I mean, some of us staked and didn't know why, and that's why we're here, because we're that kind of person. And that's why we're here. But like, if you're not like us, you're not gonna stake. Like, you're not gonna jump off the cliff. Someone's got to hold their hand like real tight. I've tried, dude. I've watched people over their shoulder on the phone, and like they still don't stake for the card, man.
Yeah, it's a really weird one. I get it. I get the impression like I've had things like given out with a guy at a till about the banks and the fees. And I tell him, crypto.com, Google it. And he look at me like I've two heads. Yeah, bud, yeah, maybe. Kind of, they're disappointed almost. I just brought up crypto when we were talking about the banking scam. It's like, oh, they don't know yet, you know?
Yeah, I remember when before I was like really big into crypto.com, I showed my uncle at work the cards, and the first thing he says to me, he says, "This is absolutely incredible. Like this is really cool, but how the hell are you going to be able to sustain these rates?" And when he was looking at rates for the Obsidian and stuff, he was like, "This is absolutely insane. They're able to like
Man,
uphold this."
yeah, it never made sense. The math never made sense. But with a small user base, it did. And now, what are we looking at? Probably a much larger user base. Also, we were excited about FIFA yesterday. Why is it that today I wake up, because I was talking FIFA as like the big onboarding experience that crypto.com is getting ready for, which is why they can't give us good cards anymore. But why do I wake up and see that FIFA started their own blockchain? Did anybody else see that shit?
No.
Oh yeah, just like first thing I saw when I woke up this morning. Let me look at what the
uh,
hell I was looking at. It's got a weird name, and it's like FIFA's blockchain.
Algorand or something, or Algorand. I can't. I don't know how to
Algorand.
say that. Yeah, I don't
Yeah,
know how
but
to
it
say that
wasn't.
word.
Yeah, but Algorand was already.
That's already a chain. Are they
Yeah,
just
or did they
using
just make that
Algorand?
their official chain?
It's
Maybe that's what it
Yeah.
was.
the
Yeah,
first thing I'm
probably.
here seeing is just they're doing a sponsorship with them.
Right. That's
Oh no, but then
interesting.
there's this post 13 hours ago. FIFA blockchain deal is the first new U.S. World Cup sponsor since 2011.
Weird.
They are fucking stealing our thunder, baby, and you know I
Yeah,
don't like that shit.
big time. Because literally, Crypto.com is clearly, I know it's not technically, but clearly a US sponsor. We shouldn't get into the technicalities. Most of the user base is from the US. Sounds very political, that move. And it
Right?
sounds like FIFA
It
wants to
sounds
look
like
like we can
something
handle
Chris would have
crypto.
already tweeted about and like had a little snide comment back for it, but I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds like because the soccer tokens are under famous fire the last couple of years. If anyone doesn't know that,
Yeah, that's true.
it's been one of the things that's used to call crypto a scam across a lot of countries because soccer is huge everywhere outside of the US. Um, so I wonder, is there something extremely political behind that? Because it's like FIFA is saying we can do our own crypto, you know?
FIFA's not trying to let anybody else make money, that's for sure. They make it all. Everything good is FIFA's. That's what happens when you get powerful. Let me tell you something. Everything good is yours.
Good
Yeah,
morning,
sucking.
Alpha. How are you doing this morning?
Very well, thank you. Slums, is that some Is that some Scottish I detect in your voice?
Well, I'm a little bit Irish. After
Horrendous,
after
Slums. Horrendous.
doing my 23andMe, I noticed that I was Irish, so I thought
Stop.
myself,
You just went through all
Yay.
four countries. Like, you gotta
hey,
stop.
Alpha,
I hear Southern Irishman.
It
It's
was like
amazing.
Scottish to
Alpha,
Irish to British.
Alpha, Alpha. Let me
Now you're
tell you.
Welsh.
Let
Jesus
me tell
Christ.
you.
Fucking chill.
Good morning, Coffee and
Woo.
Crow. It's your boy Crypto Slums coming in the building with on the ones
Good
and
morning.
twos. Good morning, Alpha.
Slums has permission. Keep it up, man, please.
Hey, I got 23andMe done on me so I can act in
Well,
incapacity.
yesterday your 23andMe told us you were from Gambia, and today you're from Ireland. So if that tells
Dude, do I need
anyone
to show
about
you how rare
23andMe,
I am? If I was a PFP, dude, my genetic breakup, like these 0.2% and look, dude, I got a whole list. Like I'm like a super human almost. It's like I got like a little bit of everything. I'm like a hybrid. Like for real, dude. I don't know what went on in the past, but somebody was clapping a lot of cheeks back then. I ain't gonna lie, cause I got a lot of I got a little white, little European. I got everything in me, and I didn't even know
all the cheeks. Someone was clapping all the
on
cheeks.
everything I love. Like I have a great grandfather, well, three greats. He had literally 22 wives before he died, dude. He was slanging that thing all the way from Canada to Texas, dude. No cap. But PFP talk. I'm sorry to get off subject, but yeah. So, uh,
It's Real Talk Tuesday, man.
okay,
Let's
okay.
check the title. Let's
Don't
check the
trip
title. There's
by the
no
dip.
bullshit today.
Don't
None.
trip by
Not
the
even
dip.
jokes.
Don't trip by the dip. That's my advice for everybody. Catch it at that low. Just wait. Just be patient. But when you catch it, make sure you're catching it on its way back up. Give it about like one, two, well, about wait about three green lines, and then just get in. At that bottom part right there. I don't. That's not financial advice. But when it drop down there to the bottom, and show them look three lines, like it's about to just
That's what I said. I said to anybody who doesn't know how to time the market, if you're feeling sketchy, buying it on the way down, then just keep your money on the sidelines, three deep breaths, wait till it goes back up, then start buying it.
And then if you jumped into some of them high APYs and it just went down a little bit, see, right now is a good time because it's about to, it could possibly, I'm not going to say it's about to, but it could possibly reverse and your money will triple. I'm telling you.
Yeah, you know what's awesome is I've been able to tell people for the past 2 days that it's time to get back into Sky G, man. I've been telling
You
everybody to
got
buy
to
it.
get your Sky
650,
G.
650, that's a buy. 750, that's a buy.
You got to get your Sky G.
All the way up to 900 for sure. You know how I know? Because we've been here before. Thank you.
Exactly, like
Watcher.
exactly. I feel like I'm going through like a parallel. Like I did not do this or go through this before, and I'm like, yeah. So what do we do? Oh, we didn't trip. We just bought the dip.
We didn't trip. And I could have done differently, right? I was explaining to everybody before that, like, I could have held off on my itchy trigger finger. And when Sky G was off like a rocket ship, and I knew it was going to come back down, I could have stopped taking rewards, exited the pool when we were at 22,000 and swapped out, which would have been part of the cascade going down, right? But I would have got out at the top and I would have bought back in at the beginning. But like, is that the best play? I don't know. Taking rewards the whole time and thinking long term, that makes me feel more solid about supporting the project that I believe in, as opposed to taking those big profits at the top and then buying in at the bottom.
It,
Yeah,
and, and
I'd have more
that's
money.
and that's really good what you did for the market too as well. But we still have to think about the compound interest that you're going to be continuing to get. That compound interest, like when you take and permanent loss is only permanent when you sell. So even though you know you might have take a little hit on a little bit of the value, but as it continues to compound and compound and compound and compound every day, I mean, it's going to those rewards are going to eat up like the impermanent losses. So it's
That's
like,
true. That's true. It's tough when you're putting all your rewards into your principal and you still got less than you started with. I've been there. Watcher, tell
I
them
love
what
you,
you
slums, but we can't have chilies in the title and not address this. Are you feeling okay, Alpha?
Yeah, I was just blowing my nose, bro. I'm ready.
So I must ask, why the chilies?
Why the chili peppers?
Because it's spicy.
Because it's Real Talk Tuesday, bro. I started feeling like it comes to a point where, you see a lot of smoke and mirrors, right? And you can't just yell at all of it, right? You can't just scream at every fucking bullshit project and try and save everybody from every uh you know project that bit off more than they could chew, right? There's a whole spectrum. So my point is simply that we got to stop blowing smoke up each other's asses. Stop calling projects that are crap inspirational, and just let's fucking call a spade and keep it real. That's what we're supposed to do in here. So let's do it.
Okay, so is there a bit of attack on Thunder and stuff? Why don't you talk about maybe how you're feeling
No, man. I mean,
No?
maybe. I don't know. They don't talk shit to me about Thunder. That's for sure.
Well, I think that's a good thing to address soon is a nice little write up on tokenomics and distribution and exactly what we're going to do that way. But I think this is one of the more exciting ones because it's from the ground up, because it's that true hobbyist approach, because the founder is a complete degen who's just messing around with the funds, which is great, And this is a classic example of you choosing where to put your funds and choosing what you put it behind, you know. So screw the FUD.
Screw the FUD, man. Loaded. What do you got? Some FUD?
pretty good for that.
Yo, 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 what's up,
Yo, yo,
y'all?
yo.
Good morning, loaded line.
How y'all doing?
Did you sleep loaded or are you up from your last space?
No, I'm up. I just woke up, probably like 7:15 ish. What about y'all?
We've been up.
7:38, bro. You gotta fix that clock.
9:08 for me.
Oh, and wait, don't listen to Sam. Sam's gonna get you all off with his half-hour time zone bullshit. Sam, what did I just say? This is Real Talk Tuesday. Don't be throwing those half hours in here. It's 7:38. Loaded. You can take my word for it. You can trust me. I've been here 6 months, all day, every day. I think you can trust me.
No, I said I got up. I got up at 6:15.
What do you say? You want to slide over here? Are we doing hippos this morning?
Yeah, we're gonna talk about.
All right, hold that.
But the
And this
real.
is a good one to start with,
I
right?
like.
Because here's hippos. Here's a project that's not only real but made itself by taking some bullshit that happened on the chain, lighting, burning that fire panda, and then rising a phoenix from the ashes. That's what's up.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, we'll be launching later this month, and all OG hippos get 2 mint passes. Um, we also got the right now, the league, a tournament that Sneezy run, and Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, 3 days a week, we have poker and at the end of the tournament, it'll be a prize given out to the top three guys who got the most points. So if just trying to build the community in different ways. We got other things coming like VR paintball. Um,
Whoa. Did you say VR paintball?
yeah, VR paintball. Just
I'm down. I'm down
different
for that.
games. Just to add to the community. Fantasy fantasy sports too, like fantasy football.
And are we wagering like money, play money, crow money?
But
What are we what are we making?
in a poker, we just it's just all for fun. A lot of people are afraid to even play because they think that they're gonna lose a house. And yeah,
Well, they're playing with a
Yeah,
bunch of
I
hippos,
joined that
man. Look at
link
these
y'all put
hippos.
up. I thought y'all were gambling, and I'm not a gambler
no,
anymore.
no, no,
So I was just like
it's all for
watching,
fun.
I was like, I don't know what's going on here.
No, yeah, no, it's all for fun. I didn't even know how to play until I got in. So I just had to play for the fun.
That's cool, man. Because we need to have fun. It's like sometimes I feel like this is like it's like my kids' sports. I gotta like remind I'm the coach again. It's like, yo, have fun out there. Come on,
Yeah, so
gotta have fun out there.
yeah, so that's what we do. We not taking anything. We just kind of just trying to give a few prizes, a few giveaways for people who good. I'm having fun. I mean, just winning. I won one game so far. I feel good.
Poker.
Yeah,
I think I was there for that game.
yeah.
Not in the game, but I was. You were in this space.
No, actually, I actually came in second that day. You
Oh,
you
that day
you
was
helped you
second.
helped Sneezy
I
beat
took
me.
you off your game. Yeah, my
Yeah,
bad.
I
My
was
bad.
I was killing Sneezy. No, yeah. So we just been building the community in different ways. We also got land coming in NFT world. We're gonna have land, and so that's gonna be cool.
That's nothing to breeze over. Yeah, we want to
What
dial in on
world?
that.
NFT world.
Like Chronos?
No, no, not Crohn's. It's on the
Good
open.
morning,
It's on
guys.
OpenSea.
Okay, okay.
So yeah, we gonna buy one of those. Maybe we even thinking maybe even two in 60 to 90 days after the drop. So we got games that you're gonna be able to earn that token as you come
Okay.
in the community and play the games and just wanna just walk around and enjoy the community. We'll be able to give back to the to our hippos. We got Private
Fucking
J.
financial advice, y'all. If you haven't noticed, metaverse land happens to be the vibes right now. Like, you can't throw a stick without hitting a degen in a space talking about metaverse land. Excuse me. Chronoverse. You guys drastically underestimated Chronoverse. We paid $3.99 for those tiles. They're flipping for 2,500 minimum right now.
Mm.
Metaverse land is always a fucking play.
Yeah, I didn't even know that alpha. That was a bag I missed too. I'm kicking myself right now.
Yo,
Really.
Don't
no,
kick yourself. You guys, this is what I'm saying. You guys are on to the next one. NFT world. Like, hippos are getting into it on Ethereum. Like, did I miss something?
You ain't
yo,
miss anything.
that Chronos verse trailer that they posted. Did you see that Samuel posted where he's running around like New York or something? No. Okay. It's crazy. If y'all haven't seen it, go look at that trailer. Like his graphics are actually really good. He posted on Unreal and holy shit, he did a good job.
I've been saying Chronoverse for about 3 months now. Shout out Samuel Chimpson being the first one to bring a little bit of screenshot, a little bit of video footage up in the jungle, and the first one to get a chimp into the Chronoverse. That was a big deal. And like, shout out to the Chronoverse for making the Island Thunder Studios the very first project in the Plains Tiles. And like, have y'all seen what the Plains Tiles did since then? It's about building. You get to build in the planes, man. That's why I've been saying, like, it's a free for all. It's a free for all. Everybody should be in the planes with us. You go to the city to make that money, and then you come out in the planes and you build with us.
Well, I think the exciting thing as well is that the possibility is, at least, this might just be runnable on a lot of computers through the browser. That's what I'm hoping their plan is, or maybe an app that goes past M1 Macs and other generations of PCs, so that it can be widely accessible. And you might not necessarily need a VR kit. It'd be like a WASD, control your character, and you'll need a token to get in. Hint, hint.
I was
Yeah,
just sitting up here looking yesterday, and that was really great on what you said, Chronos Watchers, because man, it's time for an upgrade in the technology as well as the infrastructure, and we're seeing it right now. We're witnessing a lot of upgrades. We're witnessing a lot of things that have never been done before,
yeah,
and being able to just sit back on the front run and just be able to just pick and choose and see what's best to interact with gives us that opportunity to really advance with all this information.
very well said, my friend. Thank you. Loaded and back to watching.
No, he had to stand up before me. Go ahead, man.
I'm always wrong.
No, I was just going to add to that. I mean, maybe LHRC is a good one to look at and to ask people who have actually tested their little demo and stuff, because the reality with a lot of the Unreal games is that most of the people who are interested don't have the computers to run them, which is something I'm interested in. It's not FUD, it's just how it's going to play out and how all of that's going to lay itself out. Because the experience would be terrible in those settings if you don't have the computer. Now, they can either run it directly on devices that come out in the future, in the coming months and years, or it can run in browser, or all of those. It's how they plan that out. That's what I'm wondering.
Yeah, that's
Um,
what they told us. They
Yeah,
told us the plan from the beginning has been playable on PC and
yeah,
then
nice,
VR.
yeah, yeah, a mix of both, so that it's the largest inclusion you can have, and you can actually kind of tailor your computer to run these too. Hopefully, that will come up more. We share some tricks with each other and stuff. You can downgrade your screen essentially so it runs easier.
Definitely. Do we have tricks like that for the phone? Because I do little things just to try and make it so that Twitter doesn't glitch out on me. Like I shut everything else other than Twitter. I turn on do not disturb. Everybody stop calling me, please. And what else do I do? I put it make sure Bluetooth is off. That one sucks up a lot of
Nice.
power and battery.
They're great. Background app refresh is another one. If you turned that off during a space, might help a bit because you're not getting push notifications then.
Bro.
And
I'm on
to be
right
honest,
now I'm on it.
wait, hold
like
up,
all
hold
this
up.
gaming stuff, we're talking about all these like pretty advanced engines that these games will be using. We got to understand we will have to shell out, a couple grand for platforms that will be able to support these types of metaverses. For us to expect them to operate on our phones, it won't be possible because, I mean, even if we have shit graphics, the amount of people that are going to want to be in the same instance, it's not going to be possible bandwidth wise if, the graphics are crazy or you don't have a really good processor and, you have to have all that. So unless you're willing to put the money up, I would, like consider, our metaverse play is good for me because if you're looking to experience that, you're going to have the equipment or you're going to be like kind of locked out.
Yeah, I was just about to touch on that. Like
True.
even me
Yo,
myself, I've
that
been looking.
background refresh thing, that works. I just shut that off and my shit is already working faster.
Yeah, but I've been looking for a lot of time myself to play all these metaverses and all these games on something real nice and cool. And I've been looking into big time in different games. I wanna try out and play myself and really hop into. So yeah, this is like the time. It's like it's so funny to think that we're not buying real land now. We're not trying to buy houses. We're not trying to buy things to help us in real life. We kind of just trying to buy land in these new metaverses and digital land because it's so new. This all these things can take us to the moon and have us never looking back. But it's just also new. It's exciting.
Yeah,
A
and on
really
the point
cheap
of
one. Oh, go ahead, brother.
Sorry, Al. Yeah, just to add some hopium to your point, because I've always been very realistic in past games I've been involved in. Been that FUD watcher building to this day, but was calling the whole devices thing and how many people could run it. Um, just to add some hopium to that, the curve is constantly spiking, changing. Even though we have the shortage and things are going to be expensive this year and everything, in the next 3 to 5, the hardware to run, high end graphics like that will come down to our level in inverted commas, circa the $1,000 you might spend on that big new laptop for 10 years for yourself. For me, it's going to be an Apple with an M1 or M2 in it. And the longer I wait, the more upgraded it is, and the longer I'll have in the metaverse. So just some hopium on the point Al made, but it is good to be realistic.
See, me myself, I don't know what kind I'm getting. I just know that I went to Best Buy. I said, "Hey, well, what's the best gaming laptop?" and that's what I'm gonna go with when the time comes.
Yo, loaded right now.
Loaded. What
The
do I
Asus
always say?
Zephyrus, super cheap, super cheap. Normally they're like $2,500. You can get the G14s. I think they have the Ryzen 9s in them, which are really good cards, and they have i7s or i9s on the other ones that don't have the Ryzen. So if they're both really fast, and they have good NVIDIA graphics cards. I think they're like 480Xs. And they're only like $1,400 right now, and they should be like 3,000. So if you're looking for something good, you can get them at Best Buy maybe, but Asus.com for sure.
Okay, I gotta look into that. Yeah, I want something good, just so I could jump in and out of everything. I think we all gonna be jumping out of a lot of
Man,
these new games.
we ain't in here to hop in, hop out.
No, I mean
We
like
out here for the gusto, man. We here to keep it raw.
no, yeah, for
Nah, that's Wu
sure,
Tang.
but we all gonna
I'm
have
just
to,
playing with you, bro. I'm
uh,
just playing with you.
uh I know
I'm
I know
always doing
one that
that.
I'm really excited about. Alpha is big time. I've been investing in that for like the
Big time
last
GG.
yeah. So I'm excited just to play that, be a kid and actually play that, see what everything is about.
All right.
I
Just
think
everybody needs to know that if you ever, are in here and you're talking and you happen to spit inadvertently a verse
I
from
came
Wu
here for
Tang,
one thing and one thing
I
only,
will
and
be
that is I'm a
finishing the
pro
rest of the song for you.
soldier, okay?
Baby, I
I'm
like
not
it
gonna
Lock it.
stop.
raw.
I'm not gonna
Baby, I like
surrender.
it raw.
And I'm going
raw.
over the
Shimmy,
strength
shimmy, y'all,
and
shimmy, yeah, shimmy.
Hold up, Jimmy. Hold up, Jimmy. You came in just just going.
Nah, man, Jimmy always
Slum.
comes in hot, but Slums was trying to do that ODB on top of him.
Yeah, yeah.
When Jimmy comes in, Slums, this is how you do it. You kick the beatbox, right? And then Jimmy can just keep going on some.
Hey,
I love
dirty.
Crow. I cannot
Baby, I
stop.
got your
When
money.
I think about Crow, I just need it more. Oh my baby, can I can I think about you without any Crow? I'd rather have Crow than a girlfriend. I'd rather have Crow than some kids. I'd rather have Crow than my own family. I don't care about my parents. Just need Crow, 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 Crow.
I I I kind of feel like that when it was at 89 cent. Right now,
Shimmy, shimmy,
uh,
y'all, shimmy,
I
yeah,
take
shimmy, yeah.
everything else.
y'all are y'all are on fire. But now you're nice and quiet.
Yeah, I did feel like that when it was at 90 cent. Now I take everything else now.
Yeah, but see, loaded. Some of us that were here at 8 cents, when we see it at 28, it's almost that same feeling of like, I'm gonna big up my bags today. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
this was
It's just
I
exciting.
like
This
bought it
was a
at
good
11
thing.
cent, and
Crow is
I
raw
sold
right
at
now.
85.
You might as well get you some crow while it's nice and raw, like a nice raw steak, because it's
Whoa,
raw,
whoa.
Yeah, I like to cook my steaks.
Yeah,
like it
you gotta
raw.
cook them. You gotta cook them. Take it easy,
Whoa.
Slums. Take it easy, Slums.
Whoa. Pause.
Chrono
Whoa.
Sapien Alliance. Welcome. Shoot you a follow. What's goody?
What's up, fam? How y'all doing today?
Yo, hey, how you doing?
Not too bad, man. I was up late last night in the space with those guys from I don't know if you guys were all in there or some of you might have been with the guys from Voyager. It was actually pretty informative, cool space. But I heard you guys talking about the Chronoverse. I was just wondering what the play on the Chronoverse is. Do you think the floor is going to keep rising, or
It
would it
is.
be may have been?
Land is something that will always be scarce. Whether it's metaverse land, real land. I think Chronoverse, if you look at how that went down, it was when people found out what the utility was that it started to skyrocket. And it's like, how did you not know what the fucking utility was in the first place? Did you think we were just looking at these squares in our fucking Ibisus? Like, no, this is utility. This is fucking the future.
Yeah, I really wanted to get that suburban tile. I like my screen was just lagging or I don't know what,
It
man.
was
It
a
just
tough one.
loaded in. Yeah, it loaded in for about a minute and a half, and then but by the time it failed, they were gone.
For everybody that wasn't there, the thing that was successful was putting multiple transactions through back to back to back and not waiting for the spinning circle to stop. That's how my boy D-Rod got 4 tiles. Yeah.
That's what I should have done.
That's what I should have done, bro. I sat there and watched it spin for 7 minutes. And yes, I got tile 420, which was the only one I wanted. But like, I I I actually wanted to get 3 more for sure.
Man, how you managed to get that one out of every single
Yo, not only that, Logan, I
possibilities?
give myself
That's
so
funny.
much props because I did it on my phone. And anybody that was there, tell me that you could click one tile with your fat, sweaty thumb on that iPhone screen. It was impossible. Impossible. But I got it.
Just to add to that, in general, always assume pretty much that your transaction has gone through. That might sound a bit dangerous, but usually, unless it's confirmed on the website through the RPC that your transaction failed, the RPC is most likely not giving you the call back. That's not what that is, but it's not. It's most likely not giving you the information back that your transaction has been successful or failed. So it's
That is
always safe to
solid.
assume that it went through.
That is solid fucking gold, Watcher. And thank you. And I'm going to say it again in American English, nice and loud and fucking spicy, so that people listen back to the recording and understand that it's okay to think like that when we're doing DeFi, right? It's not assume that it didn't go through. Because how many times have I double stacked the transaction and then I'm out 800 Cro and got twice as much as I want instead of that 400 Cro that I thought didn't go through, so I did it again. That shit happens. So always assume that it works. Thank you, Watcher.
You can see it in the DeFi wallet today after the updates. It gives you the little pending transactions, and you'll have successfully done everything you might have claimed from rewards and LP'd them up and staked them back in. You've done all of that, and the DeFi wallet's there. You have 4 pending transactions. So that's the evidence. All you need that RPCs work a little that way. It's them calling to the blockchain and saying, "Hey, what's up?" They just don't always get it right. The chain is the key.
Hey, Alpha, I'm curious. So once you waited, it confirmed the purchase, right?
Yeah, mine got confirmed after 7 minutes.
So technically, yeah, you didn't need to wait because it would have went through regardless, right? You could have just kind of refreshed, got back in.
I know that, D-Rod. I just said
Cool.
that. Why are you
Cool.
rubbing
No,
it
just
in?
making sure. Just it's kind of like the only way I've seen it not work is when the error pops up for the RPC error. That's the only time that it didn't even go through. So just
Right. And so in my specific situation, just to, defend myself, is that if I did get a failed RPC, I wanted to go again for 420. I wasn't trying to get other tiles. So I did just have to wait and see if it did go through.
Keep
Or
a
I could have put
chrono
another
scan.
transaction through for the same tile, I guess, but Like I said, try hitting that 420 square on a phone with your thumb. Try it.
Bro,
No, kudos, Alpha, in all fairness. But always keep a Chronoscan open. If you're doing a really important mint, keep a Crypto.org Explorer or Chronoscan page open on your wallet and refresh it the instant, preferably on a different device, after you make the transaction. That will tell you exactly what happened. Don't rely on the RPC interface, especially during a busy time.
yep.
Solid gold.
In order to be one of the greats, you have to study the greats. Raekwon, Wu Tang.
Pointing at the laundry I folded for you.
Yes, baby.
Hey, y'all. We just put a link tree up for the hippos also last night, so we got everything linked. If y'all want to check out the page, we got the TikTok link, Instagram link. We got everything linked.
Sorry, everybody. Kids are out the door. My wife is bugging. Jimmy got booted. What happened? Jimmy, get up here.
I've been trying to get them up.
Something happened. Jimmy, get off the McDonald's Wi-Fi. Come on, buddy. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna take the kids to school, and let's see if we can keep this going.
You remember what happened last time, Alpha?
Stop it.
What
I
happened
got
last
it.
time?
I got this. I also need Jewel Pods. I gotta go to the gas station.
I love the fact that my kids are old enough now that I just tell them to get the hell out of the house and go to school.
Here, I
Yeah,
can put it. I can put it on speakerphone. Try it at my house.
same thing with
Yeah,
me.
but how old are your kids, Alpha?
9 and 10. They can handle it, dude.
No, I
Oh, I
got
would
I
imagine.
got four kids too, and they're between ages 13 and 19. And what I do now is I'm retired, check graphs, and I fuck my wife every single time they leave, go to school. I got those 4 or 5 hours to screw my wife. Many times, many for more babies, more babies. I'm trying to reproduce to add people to humanity for Crow soldiers. Crow soldiers, we need to add them. And you know what? It was so bad before when I had to take care of everyone, but now I got lots of loving time for my wife in the middle of the day
Jimmy,
when
I
she's
told you
most
I was on
active.
speakerphone, and I'm taking the kids to school
I'm
here.
sorry.
So hold on. Do me a favor. Do me a favor. Can you send me your Ox Addy for fuck's sake, so I can get you this Crow soldier that I've been holding for like 3 weeks for you?
Okay.
What the hell? The soldier isn't in the wallet still. Some
Oh yeah,
soldier.
it's still there.
Hey,
Give me
I
the
just
Ox
wanted
Addy. No emojis. Jimmy won't send me emojis like you fuckers.
I wanted to touch topic on what Loaded was talking about the hippos. If you buy a hippo at secondary market, you actually get 4 mint passes, not 2 mint passes. So like I have a hippo that I bought from crypto, right? At retail price. Well, that one comes with 2 mint passes. But let's say somebody decides to buy mine in the secondary market, that purchase qualifies them for 4 mint passes plus the one of one hippo that'll be recreated on OpenSea. So you'll technically buy one, but you'll get a custom one that he'll be able to either remaster or make a custom one up.
Yeah, and we're gonna be making those on OpenSea too. So we be trying to bridge these gaps. So yeah, so that's cool too. So you getting like
Let's
5 for 1.
loaded. That's what we like, bro.
Yeah, so it's like a 5 for 1. Be able to get one on the secondary. That's
Nice.
cool.
And I have a hippo on the floor if you're looking for one. Just a heads up.
Boom. What's the floor right now?
I got it at 600.
Boom. Hit up D-Rod.
And I do trades, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. I'm up for negotiations. So y'all hit me up.
Oh, you guys want to talk spicy for a second? What the
I like
Yeah,
fuck
I want to
spice.
happened?
talk
What the
spicy.
fuck?
Let's
Please.
talk spicy. What you
I,
got,
Oh,
Alpha?
I do like
okay. I
spice.
get it. What? I'm going. What happened to Khan? What happened to that kid?
Oh my gosh.
Busy.
Yo, where is Con?
Bro, I saw him doing a giveaway on Twitter from 6 days ago, like a like and retweet, and you win one of the like 3D heads that I paid $400 for. Dude, it's got 36 retweets after 6 days. Where the fuck has he been? Why did he leave the jungle and Chronos, go back to CDC, and then start selling them for half of what we paid? How is that a good business model?
Yeah, I
Tom
do got
got
a
it.
custom. I got a custom though from over there.
Oh,
Hey, don't talk. Hey, we not talking about Khan in a negative way. Khan is a Crow Hornet holder.
Bro, bro, this is what I'm talking about. Don't start blowing the smoke up the asses. It doesn't matter who's holding what. We're calling it like we see it. Put your socks and shoes
Nah,
on.
it's just like y'all. You're not talking about Snoop Dogg and Khan.
You're gonna catch the boot, buddy. We're keeping it
hey,
real serious in here.
Well, I'm
Yeah,
just
that
saying we don't talk down on Crow Hornet holders. That's part of our utility. So if the metaverse don't like our utility, that's something that they have
Bro,
to
you
deal
guys
with.
need to take the fucking emotion out of this shit. How many times
No,
can I
but
say
you're a
this?
Crow Hornet holder too, so you can say what you want to. But that's for everybody else.
yeah,
hey,
that's what I was about to say. He's a crow hornet himself,
that's
alpha.
funny. Yeah, it's crazy because I really forgot about that. Even when I scanned through my wallet, I forgot that I actually own like 3 to 4 of his pieces. So when you brought
He
that up,
never
I'm like, oh
advertised
man,
that he was gonna like
Uh,
stick around for utility though, right? Like he was just selling art, like that was what he was doing.
no, he actually
Yeah,
said he was making a magazine and he was
I,
building. He
I,
wanted.
Yeah.
I
I don't know. I got wrapped up in that whole as soon as Crypto Rockstar started calling him the fucking Stan Lee of Kronos. Oh my god. That is why we're doing this in here, people. That is why we're doing our own
Too
Sunday
much,
show.
too much
Blowing the
hyping.
smoke up the ass is not
Or
happening on Kronos anymore. Jesus fucking Christ. 6 months anniversary. Let's go.
I really,
Let's
look,
really like
go.
it.
another
I
Okay,
term for
really
blowing.
like it.
we
Think
got
this
a
is
Sunday show popping off. Okay.
Yeah,
this
10
is really
a.m. 10
good.
a.m. Eastern Standard Time every Sunday. No boring bullshit right here.
This is really
I
good though
like that.
because
I'm messing with that. I like that.
there is a lot of it. There's a lot of rote, blind faith based on, I think, relationships established and stuff like that. It's unsafe. That's all I'll say for people. And even right at the top, we've seen it now. Nothing is untouchable here. Doesn't matter how big it is. So be really careful down towards the bottom. Is all I'll
It's
say.
Yeah, it's sad to say that. I think we actually seeing the rug being pulled on the seat on some of these CDC projects. And when I go in my wallet, I see a few of them. Sad to say.
Hey, it's Real Talk Tuesday loaded, so you can't just say that. You gotta tell us which ones.
Uh, maybe underneath the maybe another time.
I
hey,
appreciate that.
but
Like we don't have to say anything
Come on,
specific,
baby, I'm
right?
driving. I'm driving.
Well, like, but I mean, there's a reason that we have like a checklist of things that we ask projects. What's your utility? What's your game plan? Do you have that written down? Can we see that? Who's on the team? Are they doxed? Is a real business attached to the project? What are your tokenomics? Like all these questions are kind of us filtering that away prior. And I think we've done a decent job, not the perfect job, but a decent job protecting the community from the most blatant of rugs. But I do agree we probably should get a little more detailed in terms of like questioning projects and seeing
Yeah.
what they're really about.
Are you on CDC? Do you hold any non-curated
I
art? Do you
can't agree
hold
with that.
curated art?
What
Those are
those
good
things don't
questions.
those things really don't matter. Like the three things you just asked don't matter at all.
I agree.
And even when we asked them
Hey,
about like the roadmap and things, I,
I,
that
the
don't mean
reason
nothing until
every
like
every
6 months.
question matters because there's no dumb question.
Oh, okay, yeah, but even like 6 months from now, like that's we still gotta wait to see like these things and hope that they turn into something. We won't know for like months later. So now that's why like even like the murder on the beat, we kind of seeing like yo like I mean a lot of guys. I know a guy in the crowd low. He felt just like me. We bought that at 250 a pop. And congrats, y'all! I got a golden ticket airdrop to me. Uh,
And just one.
And
It's just
Most
one.
that's a joke because
If you
most of
hold
these
more than
things won't
one,
be implemented until 2025, like easily. Right now, we have people having to figure out solidity. It's more so not just they're not adding it to the project. It's not easy to just do create just your own everything.
thank you for that.
What's up, guys? I just wanted to jump up here. We were talking about Khan. He he's a young guy. He was doing great. He was minting 3D models of the cyber. What is it? I forgot what the shit was.
I
It?
know, I
You know what I
know.
mean?
We've been here
Cyber
from the
Squad.
start.
Yeah,
We've been
Cyber
here
Squad
from when
Universe.
he first came in. We tried to bring him to Kronos.
Yeah,
I
and he
tried to
was.
be
He was on ETH and he was grinding over there.
right.
And I still have the piece that I got from his ETH collection.
We tried to rip him from the grasp of CDC and let him
Yeah.
blossom like the beautiful flower that he is. I don't know, bro.
The
I
other
haven't
day
seen him
when
in
I
a while.
posted,
I'd love to hear from him.
yeah, yeah,
I sent him an invite to come.
yeah. Oh, well, right on. I mean, I know when I tag him, he responds, but like those models take a lot of work. He is an artist. He was a young, I mean, he's an 18, 19-year-old kid dealing with crypto.com and Kronos and trying to make big decisions. But his
All I'm
disc
saying is I'm
popping
seeing a
off. Like,
repeat of what happened when we got in, right? When he came here from ETH and he started offering us his heads for 400 US on CDC. His ETH holders were livid and like pissed at me for buying one. You know what I'm saying? And
huh.
then what happened 3 weeks later? He started selling them for 200, and who was pissed then? Me. But like I've been
Yeah.
quiet for about 2.5 months now, and now I'm just checking in. Like, hey, why is it he's only getting 36 retweets after 6 days of a giveaway? I'm just checking.
Yeah. It's just one of those things like you'll have people that are doing, like, have their head down grinding, and then the community kind of needs to step up for him and spread that. Like, he was hoping for more
yeah,
community activity, but
yeah,
Yo,
but Kong,
it,
Kong,
come on now. We
Kong,
can't
yeah,
keep on doing that for these
no,
projects.
it's not up to you. If you don't believe in his project, he's not asking you to do it. You know what I mean?
No, no. I
People
mean,
that believe
this is your opinion, and I love that you have an opinion, just like I have an opinion. It's okay for us to have different opinions. You know, we're just
yeah, yeah.
having a
No, go
talk.
on, real quick.
But I mean,
Hold
like
up. I'm really just
believing
trying
in a
to.
project just because someone's talented, but there's nothing
That's when
like
it's just art. Like, guys,
There's a
yeah.
big
It's just
exactly.
art.
We got to start separating the talented
yeah,
artists
Yeah,
from the very good projects. There's a difference.
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah,
And the thing
but
is,
when
like,
somebody say they try and come out with all these things, and then we see absolutely nothing, and then we also got to take that into
Exactly.
consideration too.
Like
sure,
like
sure.
yesterday, man. We should be keeping the same energy that we did yesterday. Where I didn't speak yesterday with the fighters, brawlers, laters, whatever the fuck those things are. The same energy they were giving those kids yesterday. That's the same
To
energy we should have fucking
every
did
project. Hell yeah,
every
we
project, man. Look, like the kid just didn't know where the fuck he was getting hit from. He was getting hit from left to right. He sticked around, but to be honest, he did not had everything that we were asking for. They were asking for, like everything. Every time a question came, he would stutter or he would just, my brother's not here, the artist's not here. So it's like, come on, bro. Like that's the same energy we should keep to all
Yeah,
the fucking,
Can I just
yeah,
say something? You know, when you're in that early stage as a new project, and I've been in that thing for a while, what you need to have is a way to guide people through your docs and other things like this in the website. But I honestly believe, and this is my feeling, that he paid someone to make the website for him, and that he himself isn't a coder because he couldn't answer any technical questions, which is okay. Which is okay. Which is okay. I repeat, it is okay. As long as you just tell people and say, I'm just here, leading the project, marketing, and so forth. And you know what? We're going to set up something and we're going to go into more technical questions. So let's just talk about something else right now. But here's the website and look at some more cool stuff. But we're going to do a great AMA with you guys. I invite you to it. And we're going to do some airdrops, something like that if you attend the AMA. That would have been a
yeah.
yeah,
good
no doubt,
transition.
Yeah,
I love
that
it,
was
Jimmy. I
Jimmy.
love
no
it.
doubt.
no
I
doubt.
wanna touch on something before I'll go. He had his hand up, but yeah, man, you ate him alive yesterday. To the point that I'm like, damn, I feel bad for this guy. And you just eating him like I didn't know what language that you was talking about or anything. 'Cause,
Well, you
that's
see,
not
the thing
that's
is,
not my
have you ever heard of
specialty.
DeFi Kingdoms? He mentioned it, and the reason why he mentioned it is because he copied a lot of the mechanics of DeFi Kingdoms into his project, but not very well. So the
It
way that they're doing
wasn't.
their tokens,
It
for
wasn't
example, is
Kingdoms.
very much copied from DeFi Kingdoms.
My
But
guess
Yeah,
was
It
my
wasn't
guess was
Kingdoms.
Chinese. It's like something else.
Is he in a
yeah,
space earlier that I missed or something? What am
yeah.
I?
It was yesterday, but Al,
Oh, the
you had
Sunday.
your hand.
Check the
Yeah,
tapes.
yeah.
Oh,
Check the tape, but you
yeah.
had your hand up for a
I'm
long
just called.
time, Al, and then Chronos Watcher.
Yeah, I just want to touch like on Khan and the rest of those projects. Like Khan one, like he's young. You know, I think that should have been the first sign. When someone's like barely 20, I think he was like 20, right, or maybe 19 or something. Like he's
He's
fairly young,
21. Khan
21,
is 21.
and he's also he's from a different part of the world than a lot of us, and
How old are
that
you, Al?
was life changing for him. Like that was a good amount of money for him, and I think that maybe he didn't necessarily put his priorities in the right order. He definitely should have looked after the
Let me ask you a
community
question,
around.
Al. What do you think is the most important thing when you're a project leader? In my opinion, it is users first, community first. You have to gain the
I
trust of the
agree.
community first.
I
And
agree.
at the age of 21, you have to work even harder to do it.
Yo,
That's my opinion. It's not an
Yeah.
100%.
excuse.
yo,
It's an obligation.
Alpha asked a question, but he said it kind of low. How old are you? If you
Oh,
don't
I'm only
mind.
27.
Are you 27?
27.
Yeah, I've done a
So
lot
Oh,
in my life,
27, and
but
you're a project lead. So, like, just like Jimmy's saying, building trust with the
that's true.
community is huge.
That's true.
Probably your
But I
biggest
think
thing.
I've done more than Khan did. You know what I'm saying? Like Khan he'd
but
done art and stuff, but I've started multiple businesses. I've been a financial advisor at multiple like firms. I've worked for Barron's Best
But
financial
none of
advisors.
that matters in Web3. It's all about what
but
you've
but
done
we
in
we
Web3.
It
also
kind
we
of
also gotta be able to look that stuff up. Like once somebody say it too. You know what I mean? Like we all, say
Have you heard of broker check? Broker check is a
no, I
website you
haven't.
can, yeah, you can go and look up everybody's licenses on broker check. And I'll dox myself to you privately if you'd like. I just don't want to do it like everywhere. I guess if you dug really hard enough on my company, you'd be able to find me because I'm straight up doxed. But yeah, everything I say is verifiable. Not only on my LinkedIn, but through broker check, which is registered with FINRA and the SEC, and they're actually required to post where you work and what your licenses are.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I would love that. Yeah, hell yeah, send that to me. I've been wanting that from the
Yeah,
beginning from
absolutely.
you for real.
Yeah, I'll send that to you. It shows I got my SIE, my Series 7, my Series 63, my Series 65, and my Series 66. So it has all the
I ain't gonna lie
licenses.
to you. I had no idea what that means, but I'm gonna see if you got it. I'm gonna look it up.
All right, got you.
Yeah, I just want to.
I'm very
Yeah, I would
transparent.
say, as it comes to project leaders, there is a transition that you make in terms of maturity that goes from wanting to, change your financial situation through your users' money to realizing that the only way of having a sustainable career in Web3 is that you basically give everything you have in terms of your energy to making the community believe in your project. And that's a hard transition for many people to make. At the age of 21, he wants to make money. He
No, yeah,
wants
for
to make
sure.
money.
We
And
we
then they
got
have to transition mentally to realizing community users who are following his project are going to go from followers to investors. And then
Music to
everything
my
changes.
ears, Jimmy. It's like
exactly. Yeah.
music to my
Okay, I
ears.
think it's
These
We
are
good
got
to.
gems,
I
Chronos.
think it's
people.
good to
I just
If you're
wanted
not
remember.
hearing
to
what
say
Jimmy's
something real
saying,
quick. Yeah.
rewind.
My bad. I don't want to mute anybody, but
Yeah.
I got DM saying that they asking Al. It's for you, Al. They said, can you dust yourself for your project?
Yeah, I mean, I'm already docs attached to the LLC. There's a lot of projects that come out and they don't make any real businesses. I'm attached to my progress, like, or
Well,
my
I mean,
project.
I doxed myself to you, right? Just dox yourself to me. Then everybody's cool.
No,
I did.
no, that's not how it goes. No, he was asking, can he dust? Like they was asking, can he dust himself for the
Yeah,
No,
we've
but
project?
like
already
people do
mass
this all the
docs.
time in other projects. It's like how we did with VVS, right? We were cool with VVS because they doxed themselves to CDC. So it's like If Al doxes himself to me, that should be good enough for everybody here. Like I did it to him.
Yeah, but what Al's also saying is that if anybody really wants to know who he is, all they have to do is go do their own
Right, but we're
research.
also saying that at
But why would
27
somebody
years
want to
old,
do
you have to
that if
build
they?
trust in the community. Sorry, I'm driving. I just dropped my kids up. We're trying to build trust in the community. There's like
Yeah,
100 people in here already. So that's
yeah.
what I'm talking about.
Yeah, and that
And it,
falls on Al there, right? For me as an investor, if I could find him without having to let him know, hey, I'm checking your shit out, right? Then it's like that's just like again, do your own research. But I know the Kronos has been holding his hand up for a damn while, so I want to give him the floor.
Yeah, just a couple of opinions, just straight off the bat. I always felt coming into Kronos, no offense to anybody, but it really felt like there's a lot of September wave in Kronos, and that's what makes up the majority of our holdings. Some of you are incredibly experienced, and I really, really honor that, and I think it's a privilege to be around some of the wallets that are hanging around here. But I have to make the point that the Kronos chain in general needs to stop harping on the docs thing. First of all, that's one thing for me personally. Doxing doesn't matter, pardon the expression, shit, in the context of them doing the right thing and building the right thing in the right
Wait,
way.
I thought if you're Irish, you say shite.
But just to reiterate this point, that we don't want to lose sight of the real stuff here. What matters in a project, where those things are going to go, looking at projects of before and why and how they were successful and how that folds into Kronos. What do we see that looks similar? The quality of the media that's put out, the frequency of their updates, and how much development we get within a certain time. There's all sorts of tactics these projects use to kind of alleviate a project sprint timeline and things like that. There's so much important stuff here besides knowing who exactly runs the project. I find the doxing thing a little annoying because I think it's more important what the fundamentals of a project are, what their plan is, what they plan to do with everything. Because look, frankly, guys, it doesn't matter if they're doxed. If they have a plan to wash your cash out, you can be guaranteed they're going to be able to do it and be sitting in the Caymans at the end of it if they know what they're doing. So
So
please,
some people feel like
please,
if they dust, it's kind of tougher to do that. But I like the point
I
that you
get
made.
you, but just
It's a
don't harp
different
on the
opinion.
doxing too much. Just more on the quality point because we saw
I
people speak
I like your
that's what I
opinion. I
wanted
just
to.
disagree with it.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah, that's
bullshit.
what I wanted to get on with them was like you have a standard contract here and you just claimed you had something brand new and really cool. That is why I personally got on their case as well. Not to mind artwork and the likes, that's a different thing, but they claimed they had a very unique contract and they suffered for it. So
Yeah,
there's a good example of what we should be doing from now on here on Kronos.
yeah, that's a lot of matter of the fact, a lot of should, a lot of hard stances you're taking, Kronos watchers. And I'll say first off, that's bullshit. That people should dox themselves. You're going to hire a plumber that doesn't have any plumbing experience. Why would you do that? Right? You're going to hire somebody to do your roof
I get
that
you,
has no
but
roofing
the
experience. No, no, no.
experience.
Wait, let me finish. Don't interrupt. Doxing is important. It's like interviewing a team to understand their capabilities, whether they can fulfill their roadmap. Right? Just because somebody has a roadmap doesn't mean they're capable of doing that job. So don't go and say doxing is counterproductive or not important. Doxing is very important, and the more the doxing becomes more prevalent, the safer this space will be. But to be preaching that doxing is not an important aspect and we need to move away from that, I'm sorry, you just hit a trigger point because we need that transparency. A transparency
Yo,
tells me if that team is capable of doing what they're saying they're going to do, right? And this Web3 thing and being able to hide behind PFPs is bullshit. Just because
Mm.
it is the space what it is, like doesn't mean that that's what it has to be. It's what it is now.
No,
I
It
agree
doesn't.
with Lang. I agree with
I
Lang.
kind of feel like you preaching to my soul, Lo.
Yeah,
I get what you're saying, though, but like there are examples, and we know that there are certain audit and doxing companies that just cannot be trusted.
no,
We have
like,
seen cycles and waves of all of that. So all of this is malleable to me. What isn't manipulable is how you run your project, frankly. You know?
But
And to me, I'll take undoxed and sitting back for a few months and to see that something was successful and then go in. You get me?
yeah,
And
I
it comes
I
back
know
to
that's your
about
trust.
opinion.
PropSwap
Just
and the
real quick,
Meerkats, but
we're
they weren't
that's
trying
it.
to
That,
doxed
build
at the
trust.
start.
You know what I
that's
mean?
it.
So if it's a false hope or if it's a false doxing, we're building false trust. It's only a negative for all of us.
Yeah, I think and to your point, I mean, I think you're gambling versus investing when you don't know who you're investing in. So if you're comfortable with that, I mean, that's your investment strategy. But in order to make the people the most amount of money on this chain as we can, we got to reduce the amount of risk that they're exposed to. And by doxing people, that is one way to go about that,
Load,
right?
have you heard of Time Wonderland and Daniele Sesta and that whole
It doesn't matter
story?
whether I've heard of them or not. If I'm a
Okay, so
VC,
that was a
VC
dox.
investor,
That was a
whether
dox seed investor who turned out to be a criminal through his fake ID.
yeah,
So this
look,
is a
look,
very famous recent example of how doxing matters shit. Sesta built something class, and his seed investor was a criminal. Great
yeah.
example.
Tell me how many VCs and angel investors will invest in a company that doesn't dox themselves, that people that
Zero,
they don't
All
know,
of them
zero,
do.
right?
All of them do.
zero. I'd
No,
actually really
no,
like
you
to
can get
touch
a
on.
VC investor that invests in a non-docs company. Are you serious? Of course, it's very
Okay,
Yeah,
easy.
so
well, I'd love
let's
to
do
talk
this
on
since
this
we
because I
have
deal with these
differences
people
of
a lot.
opinions here. Let's get through the hands so I don't have to mute everybody.
Yeah,
Because
it
I am
go
literally
John
pulled
Vivid
over on
I'm
the
a
Truth.
side of
pro
the fucking road.
soldier.
Hold on, Jesus Christ. I'm pulled over because this is important. You guys know how much I care about this fucking chain. It's why I'm here every day. I
It,
don't have time for the bullshit.
it,
John, also known as Texas, and then Troops, and
no,
then
it
Vivid.
John Vivid Troops.
John
You
Vivid
know,
Troops. Thank you, Loaded.
I got
You
you.
got your eye on things. I got my eye on the road, motherfucker.
I know. Yeah. Hey, focus on that.
What's up, Texas?
All right. Yeah. It's definitely a gray area. You know, how much security versus how much privacy. I mean, if you're a wallet collector, that's one thing. But if you're trying to create a company, that's another thing. You know, I agree. I prefer a person to dox himself. But is it something that's going to stop me necessarily from investing on something? Maybe partly, but not completely. Utility and how much content and how much they do matters a lot. You know, with Troops, I think that they are like the perfect blend of it.
Can I just interject quickly before the next hand? We all know the saying, don't trust, verify. That is the original DJing attitude. It's pretty rich of us, I think, to demand anonymity and be freaking out about regulation and all of this, and yet demand a passport out of our developers
I like your
at some
opinion.
point.
I just disagree with it. We're gonna go with Vivid.
No,
Well
it's
said,
true.
Loaded. I love
Yeah,
this. Look how Loaded's growing as
you're
a
doing
person.
great. Yeah. I just wanted to jump up because it started with the talk on Khan, and I missed the space yesterday, so I don't know how his project's developing, but I know that like on April 1st they sold y'all potatoes, and when Joe was in the space, he said, "Well, it was April Fools." Like there's so many bullshit projects out here that I don't like. Khan's a younger guy. I bought the art. I kind of knew that
You
it was
know
really.
I love Con. You know I'm
You know
not
what I
shit
mean?
talking Con. I'm
I just think we can
trying to
find
see
these
if
projects.
anyone has more information than me.
Yeah,
And
for
like,
sure, for sure.
unfortunately, nobody does.
But like the potato thing, like that kind of shit needs addressed. Like there are projects that really do need to be addressed before we start.
We told y'all not to buy those potatoes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. Oh, do anybody know anything what happened with the Gonzo drop on BCS? I haven't seen it.
It, it looks like a flop.
I'm
For
gonna.
real, what happened?
I'm
Well,
gonna.
it's like 5% sold.
Oh, out of how many?
3,000.
Well, it is an open collection. I mean, it's slightly different based on coloration, but I think a lot of Ibiza's people like one of ones, so maybe not the best target market.
Yeah, I think the marketplace wasn't the one for it. And plus, they kind of said it. This is not, you know, deal with the PKs, right? So it's kind of like telling the PK community, okay, this isn't like the PKs. It's for the art.
But I do just want to say that I love everything that Gonzo and Genius have been doing with Ibisus, especially what Genius has done with their VIP card and their founding card, and just like the artwork that they've been sending out to people, the new NFTs. He gave that shit a vibe, bro, and like we gotta throw that boy some flowers.
Yeah,
It's
for sure.
172 out of 3,000 have been sold to be exact.
Oh, damn.
Well, good morning, everybody. What's up? What's up,
Yo, what's
What up,
Grow
up?
Rev?
fam?
Let's give
I'm gonna
What's
throw
up?
a
Hey,
peace
but
sign at you.
Hold on.
Throw a
Who let this guy up
peace
here?
sign at me. Hey, great conversation.
Yo, we got troops. Go ahead, troops.
Thanks, loaded. Appreciate that. Appreciate the use of the hands. It's very civilized. How's everybody doing today? Hope you're all well. I'm super busy with my in real life work, but an important conversation, I think, and I wanted to address a couple of really quick points, and then I'll move on. Super quickly, the stuff about can and all that stuff, I don't know anything about it, and I don't really care. But like using the age thing and someone being young and this and other bullshit, let's forget that. Get over it. If he's in the space and playing the game, then he's doing the same as everybody else. It's the same money, the same system, the same advisors, the same stuff. So. Like
I hear that,
that's my
but do you
my
feel like there
opinion.
is
My
some
opinion.
legitimacy to that kind of Sorry,
Yeah,
can I just ask you real
I'm
quick,
not interested
troopers?
in it.
Because
I
I
mean, that's
feel
just
like
my
me and you
opinion.
talk about this all the time. Like there
Yeah.
is a lack of adults in the room, and there is a sense of like, well, you know, if you're in between 16 and 25, there's something just a little like, oh,
Yeah,
you better
maybe,
make
but we
it. You
can't.
better make us
Yeah,
feel like you're here for the long run.
right,
No,
right.
yeah,
But
for
we can't. Yeah,
sure.
we can't. That can't be the excuse, right? There's still got to be the level of responsibility and accountability. But that's just my view on that. Potatoes. Hey, nobody made you all buy potatoes. If you're buying fucking potatoes, you're like that's on you. You like that's your thing.
We don't say potatoes like that for starters.
If
That's
you're
got syllables in it that we don't even. I don't think we even have syllables like that. It's
Okay,
no
Brad.
potato.
one's
Okay, Brad. We're
Yeah,
Brad.
short on
yeah.
time. We're
Shut
short
the
on
fuck
time.
I
up. No
really,
one's
I really
talking to
want
you,
to
Brad.
focus on the
Okay,
hands and
so
go ahead, troops.
that's potatoes, right? If you're buying that stuff, then that's on you. You know that comes down to doing your own research. But the main point that I wanted to talk about was the doxing thing. It's a really interesting one, isn't it? And we do talk about it a lot in Kronos, more than I've seen in any other chain. I don't know if that's just because we're trying to do something different here. I'm not sure, but again, my personal view, like I have to lean more towards what the Watcher's saying there. Like I don't think we do need to be doxxed. I don't think we should be demanding docs from anybody in this space. And until this, and I think Texas changed that name back, by the way. Who's John? But anyway, we I'm not doxxed. I'm not
Yeah,
fully doxxed. And
yeah.
but if
For
somebody ever asks me to be, then
We
then I
noticed.
then I
We
will.
noticed. Yeah.
Yeah, then I
yeah,
will be, right? If
and
somebody
troops.
and people in my team know who I am, and they can absolutely. And until the the decentralized crypto space that we all decided to come into for high risk, high reward, until that space is fully regulated, i.e., becomes centralized, then we can't demand that of people. This space is full of crazy motherfucking people like BBC, people who are off the scale mad, right? And I'm not going to be doxing myself or putting my family at risk to anybody for these people who don't understand that this is an investment opportunity that they're in, and investments might fail. And if it does fail through no fault of that team, I don't want these crazy people turning up at my door or my workplace until this is a fully regulated space. So
Oh my
I
God,
appreciate
And,
you're really
I do
I
making
want
me
to
appreciate
want
touch
all
to
the
on that
red
real
leg a
views.
fast.
slim lion come to my house.
Uh,
Like I do,
I
like I
want to
get
touch on
everyone's
that
point of view.
before
Just
we.
just to finally, just to kind of wrap my point up there. Like I agree with all of it. I think like what Lane said. I think it is important that we know more. I do lean more towards the quality of the delivery being the proof in the pudding, that old chestnut. But I do think if people demand answers of people, then there should be a way of kind of building that confidence, right? Because it does come down to trust and confidence at the end of the day. So
Yeah.
that's
Also,
it for
I
me.
just want to touch on something before I'll go, then Low, and then Jacob. I think we all gonna be a little bit biased too. You know what I mean? Like, as in, and that's just naturally. I mean, myself, I feel that way because I am dots. But troops and Chronos Watcher, like y'all gonna have a different opinion because y'all are not dots. So y'all gonna lean one way other than the other way too. You know what I mean?
I am doxxed.
Yeah.
No,
But I'm also
I
not
said
talking
the
about it
troops
really from
and
my own.
Chronos
I'm not really
Watcher.
doing it. I'm not really looking at it from my own personal perspective. I try not to in all the stuff we do in this space. Is more of a general
Yeah,
a
but
general point. And like
we
I say,
always
I'd be
gonna
quite
be
happy
biased.
to like I'm not really biased. I'm looking at it from a like a chain. I'm not looking at it from a personal perspective. I look at very little things here from a personal perspective. I would say I am doxed because there's plenty of doxed people who know who I am, and it wouldn't take any amount, a bit like I think the Watcher said, it wouldn't take really any amount of detail to find out who I am. So I'm not like scared about that.
So
People
that's
in these
interesting.
spaces,
Yeah, man, that's a
yeah,
very interesting point, right?
yeah, go
And
find out
like,
if you really want to. You know,
also,
people know
you're a
here that
super
my
smart
family,
dude.
people, yeah, people
You're
have
a
seen my
super smart
kids,
dude. I
people
listen to you
know
all the
all these
time.
things. Yeah.
Everybody's biased, right? I'm biased. You're
Yeah,
biased.
yeah, we all
We're all
biased
biased.
to what we talk
I
about.
want to hear what the fucking order is loaded. What's up?
It's Al, Low, Jacob, Watch.
So
Very
I
quickly
just
on the
want.
bias thing,
Yeah, go
confirmation
ahead.
bias is something that's in us all, right? Just really briefly on that. If you're aware of what confirmation bias is, then you're more likely to be able to not be biased, just as a side note.
Okay, thank you. I just disagree.
So
Low.
I was
I mean,
thinking
Toxic.
Al.
about this, right? And the doxing thing is difficult to answer. On one hand, you have a great point where there is a safety concern, and there are crazy people. But I mean, I kind of look at it as like when I was doing my other business, that was not Web3, right? And I was running a firm. Anybody could find me at any point in time, and they could look up where I lived, and that was the cost of doing business. I feel like to get ready for regulations, and to prepare for the hammer that's going to come down. Like it's coming. We might as well. That's my goal at the company is to make everything like kind of up to par to where what they would ask for anyways. I think that doxing, and having a company on the docket, being attached to that company legally in the United States or another country, and all the people you deal with, including your devs, your artists. I mean, all of their identities should be verified. They should all have background checks done on them. You should make sure that none of these people have stolen or have been involved in fraud or have been in jail for X, Y, or Z. Not that people can't get better, but there are signs that someone might, act a certain
That's
way
a
in
lot.
business
That's
later.
a lot to take in, Al. I think we got to break that up into pieces.
Well, I mean, if we have people that are attached to the team in any way, right? Even at, like, let's say, like my company, I help run these projects, but we have artists. If I don't verify who the artist is, how do I know that the art is real? And if the art isn't real and they fuck me over, how do I go for just for repercussions for that? And then if you get a dev team and you don't have the dev team docs to you, how do you know who you're dealing with? And then also what code you're getting. And if you don't have somebody that you trust that you can verify in person that you do business with that can look at that, well, how do you not know you're just staring at a black box full of code that you can't read? There's so much that you have to verify when it comes to these type of projects. And I completely agree with Lane. The more verification, the more information, the more transparency we can provide for these sorts of things, the safer everybody's going to be, and the more informed decisions everybody can make. And I know it's not going to be there like tomorrow, but I think that that's what we should all work towards because it's going to be a requirement eventually, anyways.
Thanks, Low.
No, yeah, that's a good segue. I mean, I was just going to kind of amplify some of the other and counter some of the points that were made. I mean, um, one of the things is to have a position. And like Troop said, I mean, confirmation bias is a real thing, and so it's important for people to be self-aware and recognize whether or not that is something that's playing in. But I also play into the fact that this is an NFT space, and your money talks. So if people have positions on this topic, tell me how much you're spending, because I'll tell you if you're spending hundreds of thousands of dollars, you're not comfortable with a approach that doesn't give you transparency. But if you're only spending a couple $100, or you're just doing this as a side gig to get influencers and put yourself in a position to be a promoter or have some other type of income, then you really don't have skin in the game. So it's a catch-22, and the confirmation bias is one, but you also got to show us what you're doing with the money, right? And so the blockchain don't lie, and so we can have positions,
Talk
and
that talk, baby.
yeah,
Blockchain don't fucking lie. So there's no reason to talk any shit that you can't back up. I don't understand why people want to talk a big talk that they can't walk. Like we all say dream big because that's how we're going to make it here. We're going to turn it into what we want by dreaming big. But don't talk bigger than you can walk because it's fucking everything up. Sorry.
no, I mean exactly right. Blockchain don't lie. So, I mean, if you gotta not to diminish somebody's holdings, but if your holdings are only 2,000, 5,000, and you're single and you don't have kids, then your risk tolerance is greater, and so your approach to this may be different. But if you've got a family and you're investing in this is kind of just another segment of your portfolio, and you're working with large sums of money. You require different factors to come into play. And so we have to understand like what's opinion and what's bias, right? Because I think in some cases we may be murking the two, and people are taking positions based on personal holdings or personal experience, um, and they're not looking at it from the other side of the token where there's more involved. I mean, if we were hiring babysitters for kids, would you drop them off to somebody you don't know? And in some cases, I mean, money is your kid because money is livelihood. Money provides shelter, provides food.
Man, I love their comments, man. Fist
Brad,
in the
wait
air.
your fucking turn. I'm driving. We got too many people in here.
Well,
Jesus Christ.
if you wouldn't drop your kids off with strangers, why would you drop your money off with strangers? And that's all.
Man, yeah, I think that's a great point. Jacob?
What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? A great talk that we're having. Um, I'm getting some feedback there.
No,
Not sure.
it was Michael. I just muted him.
There's a lot of things. There is the bias confirmation thing. I do agree with a lot of that. We're in a new space here. Uh, I just feel like even if you're doxxed, I've seen people that are doxxed that still rug pull you, right? I've seen places where you drop off your kids at the daycare and they still beat them, even though they were credited, even though they were there. I think it's time in game. We're so early in here. I think we can leave a lot of the old business mentalities and this Web 2 shit in the past. We have to work on time in the game, and we have to use our senses and not rush into these things off the front. It is a hard
Another
thing,
great
but
Can
comment.
I add?
Fantastic.
I just don't think that doxing is a big fucking deal, because I can dox myself right now and you can give me your money and I'll take it and I'll run, and then what
And
the hell are
no,
you
now
gonna
you
do
can go to
about it?
jail for that now. People have been going to jail for launching those
Not
projects. So
even,
no, that's not always the case now. I
or are
just
they
want to
going to
touch on
jail
that.
in the NFT game for that?
Yeah, they are. Yeah, it's it's a big old, it's a case that like somebody just got 20 years for doing that. So I
If I
think
put
that's
it in
why
a
people
white
want people
paper
to.
and you don't see it, what's the deal? I can hide anything in the white paper and say anything, and then we go to court
Agreed.
battle. So
I
what's the
just have to
difference?
jump in here. I'm sorry, guys, but I have to apologize. I have to say,
No, we don't have time for apologies, bro. We got 4 other hands up.
Right?
Chronos,
Get it back. But
are you
no,
done,
I mean,
Jacob? Jacob's not done. Jacob, you know I fucking
I'm
love you,
done.
bro.
I'm done. Let's go.
But like, we don't want to get at this. We don't want to turn this into a fucking gray soup, right? Because there's so many ins and outs here and facets, and like, yes, doxing is important because the act of doxing, what it represents, whether or not it's inconsequential to whether they can run with your money or not, because anybody can do anything at any time, and I can't explain any of it to y'all. Motherfuckers ditched all of this for $1,500. Like, I can't tell you why people do this shit, but we gotta be specific about what we're talking about. That's all I'm saying.
Well, right, exactly. And I think going into the metaverse and all that stuff, I think anonymity is going to be fine. And I think we can have both people that if you feel that you got to trust somebody, you know what I mean? That's docs. Will you go ahead and do that? I just think there's other people out there that it's not important. And I think, you know what I mean? We can have both. I don't think we have to set a static guideline that like, oh, if you're not, you know what I mean? If you're not doxed, you're not a real project. And if you are doxed, you are a real project. I think a real project is a real project, and it's based on their actions, not based on where they
And
live
Jacob,
or who they are.
I just want to touch on one thing before Chronos go and BVC, that we don't have to invest in any of these things. Like, just if they're not dots, you could talk about it, but you also just don't have to buy too. I'm
Ooh,
very
but we
big
got
on
it
that.
itching, man. We're itching to
Yeah,
buy
like
something, man.
I'm very big on like, okay, I'm not gonna talk about it. I just am not gonna buy if I don't feel comfortable buying. People
Yeah,
just won't
yeah. Do you
buy
mind
if
if
they
I
don't
just?
feel comfortable.
I know everyone's got their hands up, so apologies. I'm gonna have to drop off to go to a meeting here. But if you very briefly just to touch on that, yeah, I agree. It's I believe what I did and what we did with Troopers was build trust, right? And that's what I believe is the fundamental thing: trust and then delivery.
And
And
you know
that's kind
what
of what I
built that
do in
trust
the
was the road that we went. down
Well,
together,
exactly,
and it
exactly.
was
And I was
bumpy as
open.
fuck,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. And I was open, honest, and we kept on building that. And I talk about my real life. I talk about lots of things. I just had never said my name or whatever. Well, people know my name, but and in real
And you
life,
showed
I'm
us like
delivering.
60% of your face, you know. So I was
Right.
good with
Yeah,
that.
yeah, exactly. And I've in my real life job, I work on projects, software projects all over the world, and I don't go and docs. I don't go and do a deep dive on every single person that I'm working with. Of course, I don't. I go into the team, I meet them, and I build a rapport with them, and I build trust, and then we go and we build amazing shit together. You know, I don't need to go and dox anybody or deep dive anybody until I've got a
Can we
reason to.
talk about something other than you 90% of the time, though? That I would appreciate that.
Yeah,
So
So
yeah.
I
here's
think
how
that's
you move
Back
you
to
forward.
know,
the. We could go back
I
to the
also have to
hands.
jump out of the car, so
yeah,
Loaded's got
that's
the
it.
reins, and I
Cheers,
think
Loaded.
Watcher's
Thanks for
going.
I'll jump off there.
No,
Cheers,
yeah,
bro.
man.
BBC,
So
fuck you, asshole.
we got
Fucking prick.
we
Yeah. If you want to
got.
fucking talk to me, you come and talk to me anytime, you stupid motherfucker. Anytime you like.
Whoa. And this is why we got the spice in the title. But Chronos, Watcher, and then BVC. Go ahead, Chronos. Go
So I
ahead.
just got a couple of points. I hope Lo will appreciate that I heard him out there and I appreciate what he's saying. I respect all of you guys that bring so much liquidity on the chain and are that, let's just be frank, a different generation, etc. I think that's part of the beauty that is going to emerge here. We have so much to learn from each other. I hope you guys know. But 2 points, just guys in general. Doxing is inconsequential to the quality and success of a project. That's just the statement I want to make. I just want you to think about it. No reaction yet. Second point to Low is that thing you were saying of how much money we're bringing in and you guys don't understand how much this means to us and everything. First of all, it shouldn't be a consequential amount of money. And second of all, using the doxing like that is an excuse for a lack of DYOR, if you ask me. Because again, you can jump into a fully doxed fork that crashes straight into the ground. Who was to blame then? Even the project isn't still. So again, just to make the point, I believe that doxing is completely inconsequential to the quality and success of a project.
I do disagree. Just
Agree.
because like even your name is Chronos Watcher. Like I'll look at you as a news, like somebody who's gonna give me news, and I know nothing about you. So
You don't have
why
to
would
know
I just
anything
want to
about
take
It
your
was
me.
the
news?
same. It was the
You
same
don't
with
have to know anything
Chronos
about me to
News.
get
It
news.
was the same with Chronos News. It was the same with the Oracle or whatever it's
And
called.
Chronos
Yes,
Honestly,
NFT
yes, it is. It's the
Spotlight,
same.
which ended
It
up
is the same
being
for me.
Mooney running
Yeah.
a fake account that he turned into Crow Dicks and made Natalie very sad. And she ran and told her church group, who is now not going to buy NFTs. Thanks a lot, Mooney. That's
Yeah.
why you're
So
fucking
Yeah.
out of here.
So let me address the misquote about money, bringing money into the chain. I didn't say it like that. I said when you're investing large sums of monies, there's due diligence that is required there, but there's also a different perspective that you'll bring to the table versus if you're just spending a couple $100, $1,000, right? It's kind of like stocks, same concept. If you're gonna go invest in Tesla, you're gonna go invest in Apple, any of these big companies, you're gonna do your research because there's more risk involved. And so,
why would
as
your
I said,
research not be as important as the
but
doxing, if you get me? Isn't the
the
research
doxing,
more important?
the doxing is part of the research. It's kind of, I don't know if you've managed large companies, or large teams, but if I'm hiring a software developer, I want to know that they can do software development. I don't need to hire somebody that graduated with a finance degree for software development. That's why
Totally,
doxing
but
is
again,
important.
that's doxing within a team. When it comes to community to project doxing, is that
If somebody
relevant?
is worried about doxing themselves, and to Troop's point, I mean, he's not here, right? Because there could be ramifications in real life where people might try to find you and things like that. If you're worried about somebody finding you if your project doesn't do well, then you shouldn't be taking the risk to launch a project, and you shouldn't be coming in here undoxed because if you're going to put your best foot forward and it doesn't work out, then the community is going to be okay because there are going to be circumstances to that. But if you're
I
coming in
don't
here,
think that's
I
true.
disagree.
Even
well,
Yeah,
well, I would
there
also,
are a couple of examples where great builders were left high
and
and
they're
dry for that
introverts as
reason.
well. A lot of the artists are introverts.
Guys, I'm gonna jump in here for a second and just make a point, and that's gonna be that
no, you are not gonna jump in and just make a point because BVC had his hand up for so long. He been trying to cut people out the whole time. Or they
Oh,
want him to
So
go?
so have I. So have I.
well, you know, you don't want my apology, is what you're saying. I mean, I've offered to apologize, and Al's just said, "No, we're not going to listen to that." But I
Listen,
was
Al. I'm Al.
I
He is
was
Al.
wrong, and this Thunder token is not only is it still here, but if you're on the Discord, the guy is giving you the play by play. I don't know who's driving the bus, but this guy is he's got his shit together. Excuse my French. This conversation is a great one. I love all of it. In fact, unless we want government to come in here and tell us how to do this and how to do that, then we all should be having our opinions voiced. I applaud you. Fantastic job this morning. Good for you. Everybody's got a different opinion. So fucking what? Good for you. Good for fucking you. Excellent. Love it.
Okay, we got Work, and then we got A, then we have J, then we got Nat.
All right, just real quick, I want to say that doxed or not doxed, people can steal your money. And, I've had this conversation in a couple different places, and you can say the blockchain don't lie, and, people don't care. If they're thieves, they're thieves. They're going to run away with your money. And you can say, oh, there's famous people. Well, famous people can steal your money too. So, I mean, come on now.
No, I do agree with that, but we have just in a case somebody trying to run off with a bag, and then they got 20 plus years in real life because they was dots. So that's but it's a lot of different scenarios though. We can always name different scenarios. I'll just name one, and you can name one to combat that. But it's a lot of different scenarios. But hey,
What up? What up? I hope everybody's having a fantastic day. It's a great conversation, and I just want to add to it. It's all up to you, right? It's a personal decision. If you're not going to invest in a project because someone's not going to dox themselves, then cool. But if you're an investor and you want to invest in a project and you're asking someone for their information and they don't give it to you and you're going to lose sleep over it at night, then just don't do it. Like, don't make money be, and it's hard because everybody's here to make money, but don't let your emotions get attached to your money. If you want to learn who somebody is and they're not going to dox yourself, build a relationship with them, build a friendship with them, show up day after day and say, hey, how's it going? Don't just drop into their DMs and say, who are you? Why should I invest in your project? Build a relationship. If we're trying to build trust and someone's afraid to dox themselves to you, or doxing's like the thing that you're worried about the most to do, build a relationship with them. They'll dox themselves to you. That's how it goes. That's how trust works. But like I said, don't let those things be deciding in your factors. Look at the teams, look at the people, look at the community, look if they show up, look if they respond to people's DMs. Like, do
Proof
your
of work.
research on your people.
Speaking of
Don't
showing
just
up, man, I'm
yeah.
so glad that you did. Hey,
I've had
Kristen,
friends just fucking bump out on me and steal from me that I've known for years, bro. I'm
Yeah,
sure
I
we
was in the
all
gas
have.
station, bro.
100%.
So that's why doxing doesn't fucking really matter in the
Right.
end,
in
bro.
your
Right.
opinion, but I think it do. But in your opinion, we got different opinions.
We
But
know
Yeah.
yeah,
your
for
Right.
opinion
sure,
by this
I do.
point, loaded. Who's up next, though?
It is Crypto Nat.
My girl
Hold
was
up.
good.
Hold up.
Good morning. How
Good
y'all
morning.
doing? Just trying to get a word
Oh,
in here. I know this is a
wait.
really
Nat. I
controversial
apologize.
topic.
Nat.
Whoa,
It
loaded.
was Jay.
All right,
I
but
apologize. It was
she's
Jay, then
talking
Crypto
now. You
Nat.
gotta let her talk, man.
I know, but he was Jay was trying to say hold up. So that's why I was
Uh,
trying to fix it. My bad.
what-
I do mess up too, and I haven't been cussing that. You'll be proud of me. But Jay and then Nat. I apologize.
Damn.
I'm sorry, Nat. I've just been waiting. I kind of want to mirror Ape a little bit, but at the same time, I agree with Low on this. As the further I get into it and stuff like that, and there's 2 points to this. When I'm looking at something and everything else, I want to know who I'm dealing with. But at the same time, I agree with Ape. If I don't agree or I don't see value or I don't trust the person, I'm not going to invest my money there either. So if somebody's not going to dox themselves, if somebody's not going to get to know us. Like you talk all the time that some of these developers, these projects jump in, they chill, they leave. If they don't stick around the community, I'm not putting my money there. I've lost it sometimes, but at the end of the day, that's on me, right? Like I agree, doxing and learning to know who's running the project is important. But on the other end of things, that's on me if I invested in them.
Thanks
Right.
for
It
that.
depends on person. Depends on project.
Yes, for sure. We all gonna have different opinions. I just don't like when people state their opinions as facts, and sometimes we do that. So I like to just make sure people to remind people these are all opinions. But CryptoNet, go ahead.
Oh, hi. Back
Hello.
again. So
Hey.
thank y'all. Really good conversation. Really enjoying it. Thank you all. And
It's
I
alright.
was thinking, isn't there like everybody's making good points. I think like everybody's right in some regard, right? You could have friends and family, you know who they are, you see them all the time, you lend them money and they never pay you back. So doxing doesn't guarantee success. And at the same time, there are crazy people out here. You don't want to give, like, I wouldn't give everybody on this Twitter conversation my name, address, and phone number, right? Because you just don't know what you're
How
dealing
about
with.
me now? Would you give it to
But
me?
Hell no. That's a hell no.
yeah. So isn't there like
See,
a
Brad,
solution that handles all these
a
points? Like I
solution.
know this is
Now we're talking.
decentralized, but like third party, like if there's a contract, there's people who audit the contract. I don't have to do my own research and go audit the contract. I have got work to do. I even that. So DYOR sometimes is excuse me, but a cop out because not all of us are even able to do all that research all day long, right? So couldn't there
Or
be
know
a
how to do
third
it. Right.
party that you dox yourself to, and then they provide a report, just like an audit report, and then that way
You
you
can
have
dox
somebody to
yourself
go
to the
after
jungle,
if it's
y'all.
a rug pull.
Feel free.
Can I jump
Exactly.
in on that one?
Ooh,
Yeah.
in the jungle?
So
Are you sure? Eesh.
To be
there's
honest, to be
See,
a
honest,
there
couple of
you
I
go.
factors.
want
There's the
I,
solution
I
right
want
there.
I
There are
wouldn't care
examples.
who does somebody like for me. I want to know myself coming from them. But
Yeah.
that's just me. You know what I
There
mean?
are a couple of examples as well in the past of that situation, exactly what you described, Nat, being manipulated. It's something I've thought about myself to be careful of as we start to grow now, and being really careful of who I support, regardless of how cool the project is, unfortunately. Because people could turn around and say, hey, Watcher, you said you looked at that contract. It's like, hey, I didn't spot that thing, that zero that should be a one, you know? So that's how easy it can be for this to be all upended. Al could talk about that even the biggest doxing companies miss insecurities in the contract and stuff like that, and there is no insurance. But just to say, I'm of the degen left side of the political discussion, let's say, and some of the guys are of, let's just call it the right side, the more conservative side. The middle ground, again, all we're saying is middle ground is really important. You said it yourself, guys. We've got some big boys here with big wallets, and they're very important. And we've got some little guys here who are really nerdy and can think outside the box. It's the teamwork that will out in the end. It won't matter. They can have a CERTIC audit. They can have everything behind them. Maybe one day they'll need the likes of, I don't know, Boomer Squad, Watcher, Al Capone, and the Chupacabra gang. You need the stamp of approval from basically everyone. But that's how it will work out. I just don't think that the doxing will be the end all for those situations. But
Thank you.
again, middle ground being the big
Thank you
thing.
for your opinion.
Thank you, sir.
Wow.
Please, I have a quick question. Please, what project are you guys talking about?
What are we talking about?
The project, maybe there's a project you guys want to launch. I want to know about it before.
Oh, well, we
No.
kind of in a deep conversation. So if you just want to listen in for a second and then
I don't know,
DM.
loaded. Hold on, I'm driving. Who's this? Let me. Metahead, Metahat.
Yes, 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 I'm
What's
with
up,
you.
dog? What's poppin'?
Love the
I'm good.
profile picture.
I've joined for some minutes now, so I guess yeah, I see you guys talking about dogs and on dogs developer. So I'm now thinking maybe there's a project you guys want to launch. That's why I'm asking, and I don't see anyone tweeting about it.
No, yeah, for sure. Can we hit you right after we hit the hands, going
Yeah, we're
like
gonna
from
hit you
Al
back.
to yeah, Al to the cows, and then we're gonna hit you. Gonna get you right there. Go ahead, Al.
Yo, sorry, I was stuck in a conversation. I just wanted to touch on, Lane made a good point in that it's not like the passing grade, right? It's not like they're docs, they're good to go. I think that it is an important part of the investment evaluation decision making process, and statistically, teams that are doxed mathematically you have more information on because you can draw upon their past successes and failures and see if they are capable of performing in a way in which you'd want them to perform for the project you're looking at now. And with that, there's a lot of folks that come out and they have no idea about finances or how to run a business or even the insurance that you're going to need to run a project, because like half of these projects don't even have error and omission insurance, which means that if there is a problem in the coding or something that happens where the money just disappears, nobody's protected and everybody's fucked. And these are the kind of things that like half of these people haven't even heard of, and they run projects. So doxing is a way not to validate a project solely, but it's a way for you to get to know these people. There's only so much you can get to know about somebody in a Twitter space. I think I know Alpha, but he could be completely different in real life than who I think he is in Twitter. And that's just the way the internet is. Like, everybody should know this. There's a show about this called Catfish, where people pretend to be people they're not. And doxing, this is what I've done in business in the past, or these are my skills, and this is what I've been able to perform at
I
so
think
far.
I'm a bad example, Al.
Oh,
Personally,
that was just an
that was just
I
me
just want to
whoever
say I
like
feel
been
like
to my
Sorry,
house and
guys.
shit.
Not saying Alpha's
I'm
like
not the
some
guy,
shady guy.
pal.
He's not a pirate in Somalia or anything. Like, he's definitely like, he doxed himself. I know who he is. That's probably a bad example. But like there's a lot of folks that you want to get to know them, and they might be a great person, but they might not be a great project leader. And I think that doxing helps us evaluate that skill set on whether or not they're going to be a good project leader.
And also, I feel like in these spaces we live catfish every day of our lives. Just want to touch, just my opinion.
Yeah.
Can I just ask as well? Does anybody know who Sequence is and are the entire team? Doc.
You
Who?
said who?
Sequence. So does anybody know who the Meerkat team actually are? Are they
Don't get
Doc?
me started on this. I tried to talk to everybody about this
I
months
was
ago.
gonna let that
Okay.
one slide. I was like, nobody heard the Watcher, and who's up next? But no, let's do the Meerkats in a minute. All right.
So yeah, we
I'm
had
just
Cal who
pulling
been
into my
waiting
driveway
patiently.
here. I'm just pulling in.
I'm
We
just
got
asking.
Cal.
All right.
No, yeah,
See
for
cows.
sure.
What's up?
But I
All right.
also believe in the point that the proof is in the pudding. Like they probably made a lot of people a lot of money.
Yes,
But no,
sir.
I do agree with you though, Colonels. But Kyle, then BVC, then Joe.
I'll dox myself for you. So this is Pony Boy Crow. You guys probably know me more
Pony.
from that. So what's up?
What up, motherfucker?
Hey, so for just a real life example, I could take notes on this subject right now. You all had good points, but I don't know if you guys know who Elizabeth Holmes is. But she pretty much, right? Theranos.
Yeah.
She pretty much, she was doxxed. She was a real person, and she made a company.
No. She was not a real person. She was a fucking.
Hey, she made a
Dobby.
company, and she sucked $10
Gollum.
billion out of Walgreens. All
Couple
right,
of Billy. Yeah.
and you know how she did that was she just made FOMO. So I think the real idea here is do your research behind the scenes. And CryptoNat, I know you said you don't really have time to do behind the scenes or the skills, but do the stuff you can do and look around and do a quick Google search image and
Get to
do a little
Googling.
talking. And if your gut says don't buy, don't buy. Because as much as doxing's great, it is not going to protect you. It will
And
not
if your
protect you.
gut says really buy, wait 15 minutes and have a glass of water.
Yes,
Yeah,
3 deep
don't
breaths.
be
the
patient.
FOMO. And
And
I'm
that was the
telling you,
greatest
And
thing
3 deep breaths
about
doesn't mean and then hit the button. It means
if
right.
like
Well, there's
like
2
with
points there.
Al. Take
Right.
15 seconds. Thank you.
Yeah, take an extra breath there. And I had a mentor, and he always told me, don't waste your time trying to figure out people. Just be patient and observant, and they'll show you exactly who they are.
And you know what, Jacob? 15 seconds is a very specific amount of time that Al brought up, and it happens to be the time length of an Ethereum block. So why don't we use that as a frame of reference and always let at least one block go by before you do anything drastic?
Right, and we can see a lot of let's take the Saudi Arabian princes and things, and this, the richest man in the world. It's bullshit. Those Saudi Arabian princes over there don't have to tell anybody what they spend or how much money that they have, and they have way more money than anybody can even imagine. And they don't have to report that to nobody. Nobody knows how much money these guys got, and that's the big scary thing about it. You can pay for all that with money, bro. You know what I mean? You can push. These guys got so much fucking money. They're running the world, and nobody knows who they are and how much money they got and what the fuck they're doing because they got so much money. It's fuck you money.
Whoa, Jacob, dial
Yeah,
it in
for
there,
sure.
buddy.
BVC. Then we
That
got
is true.
Joe.
Home
So,
sweet home.
I'm not a big minter anyway in the first place. I don't know.
You're not a
Flying
big
blind is
what?
not my thing. Mentor, but
Oh,
I do listen
mentor.
to you guys just because, I don't FOMO in on like 99% of the stuff that you guys jump in and mint on it, but I'm interested. So I'm just curious what's coming up. I mean,
I'm curious how many Thunder purchases you made last night between 9 and midnight.
well, I told
Not
you,
as many as me.
Really, Pony? How many did you have?
I think I had 6. I could have
damn
had
it.
I could have had 7.
There
Well,
goes my Tim.
I did the math. Bing bong, fuck your life. Get me the
Ah,
ox addy, bro. Get me the
the
ox
Tim
addy.
Hunt Safari
And the
continues,
Ox.
just like
Let's
the loaded
go.
line. Damn it.
BVC. I saw all those $1.50 buys going through. Why didn't you just do 5 more at $1.50?
$1.50.
Don't be a ding dong. It was the most purchases, most buy orders. It didn't have to be any amount.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the actual token. I bought one more token. Oh,
No,
man.
you got to buy
See,
thunder.
you
Thunder.
remember,
Thunder.
you
Can
got
you
some of
hear
us
that
guys that are
thunder?
painting by numbers, remember, I mean,
Joe
I
Crypt.
just figured out how to connect my MetaMask, last
Oh, I
week.
know,
So,
but that's bro. Then you win.
Baby
You
steps on it
already
in the
win.
miles.
Pony boy,
Congrats, man.
congratulations though, bro. Winning
Oh,
Baby
chimp is
steps on it in the
nothing
that's
small.
awesome.
miles.
I haven't had a chimp. I've been wanting a chimp. This is unreal. That's fucking awesome. Let's fucking
Welcome to the
go,
chimp
baby.
club.
congratulations, dude.
Let's fucking go. Even my wife is excited. You hear that?
Yeah,
Good for
so
Hell yeah, I
you,
love that
homie.
one.
Yo, I got her in the club like last week. Can you believe it took me that long? She
yeah,
got a
man.
4 trait though. There's no complaining. She got a
The
4
Temps
trait.
are OG. I got to give you to, especially what is it, the witch doctor thing? Oh man, that's freaking
Ooh
fire,
ee
dude.
ooh ah ah ching chang
And
walla walla bing bang.
before Joe go, I just want to say to you, BVC, man, congrats for connecting your MetaMask wallet. These are all new skills for people, so just want to say congrats to you for being able to do that. But
No
Joe,
joke, man. And it makes the whole experience so
I
different.
feel good about it.
And you feel, yeah, man, you should. You should. And when you can do things more than one way, you start to really understand how all this shit works.
Joe Q coming at you remote from Idaho. I'm up here in Boise. I stepped in late to a really spicy spot. I'm
Yeah,
going to tag
Boise.
probably. First, I'm going to apologize to Alpha. I'm not sporting my token ID this morning. I jumped on so quick, I didn't even look at the avatar I was sporting.
That's
I
only for
jumped,
No
Jungle.
worries, my
Jungle.
dude. No worries, my dude. 420 Thunder for you just for bringing it up. Bing
but
bong.
I'm gonna step in where you guys were talking about the FOMO thing. One of my firm beliefs, and I really do try to follow this all the time, is baby steps. If you're seeing a hot project and it's like, okay, gotta go, gotta go, gotta go, take a baby step. You guys are saying take 15 seconds to think about it. Take a baby step. I'm gonna throw 1,000 coins in. Well, let's throw 10 in and sit there for a minute, and whether it's a minute or a day, then come back and look at it again and maybe throw some more in, or just let that 10 ride.
Love it.
That's a solid thought process.
Mm-hmm.
If you can live by that, even just a little bit, you will be amazed at how much money you save by not hitting a horrid situation. Next topic.
And screenshot it
Doxing.
too. Yep.
Exactly. Doxing is great. But now remember, some of this doxing, who do we need to dox? Do we need to dox the developers? Yes. Do we
Alpha
need to dox
temporal.
the team leads and the
Alpha
marketing?
temporal.
Yes. We
See
need
you
to
later,
dox
Brad.
this stuff. Do we need to dox the artist who has no control over the contract? Probably not. I'm currently involved with a project where their artist is not in the first world, not in the second world, is in a third world country. If this person in his community, if they know he has money and the amount of money that he's getting paid to do this art, not only is his family going to come at him, his community is going to come at him, but his government officials are going to come at him and make his life miserable. Do we need to have that doxing to make sure that we feel comfortable with ourselves in our first and second world countries? No. You know,
Well, we did. Well, it's always so many
It's an
different
interesting point,
examples of this.
for
But
sure.
before I go, it's gonna be work, Chronos watch, what the f, and young. But even like with the slothy, we had a guy that stole his whole collection pretty much, and he lived in a place that we couldn't even contact or get to, and he left with the money. We all went through that, and that's why crypto went out his way to find Beehive, who is the original creator of the Slothy, and that's how we became the Hippo Syndicate. But yeah, so it's always gonna be another side to a coin. You know what I mean? But go ahead.
we were in here yesterday and I was part of the space where that new group come in and they wanted to shield the stuff. And all the more power to them. And that's how we get this information out there so people can really look into things. It myself rubbed me raw when they wanted to give their information, but they did not want to receive any information at the same time. The point I was trying to make to him yesterday is, hey, take some of this feedback.
Losing you, buddy.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna go back to speaker and listen because I am remote driving the big rig.
Let's go! Woo! Yeah! Hell yeah! Thank you, Joe.
So I'm gonna go back to listener. I hope everyone has a great day. I hope you find peace and happiness in the moment in which life has brought you. If not, make it.
For sure, man. Thank you for that message at the end.
Appreciate you, bro. Lots of love.
Work.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Lots of truckers in the house. I love it. My uncles are truckers, and they have been all their lives. And I like hearing the truckers. So
You know how psyched I am that we have truckers
yeah,
in Jungle Fam? Like, it's so fucking cool.
Yeah, it's really cool. I like it. They, you see them on the news. They're, I feel like they're always helping us.
They are not the ones you want to fuck with.
No, they're bringing us food. They can shut everything down. They're strong personalities, and they're, they got it going on.
Side note, real quick, I was actually driving through a residential neighborhood, and they're probably not real happy with me right now. But
are you kidding, man?
Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
I'm about to drive next to a school. I'm going to be doing the same shit.
I just said how much I love the truckers, but I also have to say these truckers, sometimes they can be fuckers. So just something that we were talking about here in the past couple minutes, something that I do in my personal life and I have done for a long time is I wait 24 hours before I give somebody a raise or a promotion so that I make sure that I was thinking clearly because sometimes they'll really fuck it up in that following 24 hours.
That's
Give
funny.
give anybody 24 hours. If you were feeling good about them, just give them another 24 hours. That's a great piece of advice.
We got Chronos Watch. Then we got What the F. Then we got Young.
The watch.
Yo,
What up, dude?
I'm on the headphones. I should switch, but I really
God bless you.
listen. Yeah, just a couple of points, like stowing up that side of things, and just two alpha, two. But you'll get what I'm saying. Everyone will get this. If it ain't working, just ignore it, you know. And it's about what we build. And if you're part of a community, you're building with them. You're one of the builders, and that's yeah, genuinely the main point. That's the most important thing. It's what everyone's building and how you put yourself behind it and all this kind of thing. So I'm getting hit up in the DMs now and there's drama and all of this. And it's kind of like, no, no, this is not what it's about. And as we get more people, World Cup and all of this is not what we want them hearing. We want to see all of those projects having flourished, working together, all that jazz, just to make a point.
It's a great point. Who's up next, though? Loaded. I
What
can't
the
keep track.
F? And then it's Young. And then it's YEG.
Yegs. All right, Truck, what's good?
Same old same, man. Good morning to everybody. Good
My
morning.
guy, my guy.
Oh, I hope everybody slept as good as I did, man. I really hope so. Big shout out to the fucking Crow fam. The Kronos community is amazing, bro. When I say this dip brought a lot of people closer together and it put some fire under a lot of people's asses to do some onboarding. So they see the importance of onboarding noobs into the
Let's
chain.
go.
Without new money,
Let's
bro,
go.
it's gonna get ugly, and y'all see that now. And I'm glad that we got our ass handed to us to actually be able to realize it. Um, Shilling isn't bad at all at any time. Receptive ears are the ones that we need to be looking for. These projects that we have on this chain are amazing. All the way from, you know, to the chimps, chupacabras. I mean, we have amazing projects over here. It's nothing wrong with peeking your head into another space or someone else's Discord and in their shield channel. It's nothing wrong with that. Please make sure you do your job as a community member and onboard more people onto the Kronos chain. That's all I had to say this morning. Big shout out to Alpha. Big shout out to Crypto Nat. We got loaded up top, laying low. Everybody's in here working hard. If you don't know that you're working right now, it's because you're doing something you love. You guys enjoy the rest of your day. I'm gonna go ahead and slide on back down over here.
Okay, man.
Beautiful
Peace out.
thing.
I want to say, man, since you got in here, man, I could tell you picked up a lot of knowledge. If it's like you've been in those books and online doing your thing, man. Congrats. I could tell just by the things that you say now, compared to what how you said things when you came in.
Just a
So
couple
that's
months
cool,
ago.
man.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Before Young go, man, I want to just give a shout out to Alpha. Thank you for having the hippos in here. 5 days out the week, man. That's thank you. So I say, the team appreciate that,
Hey,
and
real recognize real, man. And we've been talking
and
it all morning.
no,
The
yeah, for
hippos
sure.
are some
But
triple OGs, man. And
yeah, thank you
we
for
gotta
that.
keep this family safe, man.
We got Young and Yee, and then Nat.
Yo, what's up, everybody? The conversation real spicy this morning. You know what I mean? But I'm enjoying the conversation. I like the controversialism, and just to touch a little bit basis on my side of how I feel about it, and like honestly, I'm more comfortable with the doxing side than to the not being doc side. And the reason I'm more comfortable with the doc side, it just give me a little bit more sense of understanding on certain things.
Come to the
You know,
dark side.
yeah, yeah, facts. Like I'm an artist on the DMAG, and like prior to becoming an artist on the DMAG, I wasn't these people weren't docs. I wasn't docs. I didn't really know links. I didn't know anybody with the team. I didn't know Leo. I didn't know these people. and I would not have felt comfortable as being an artist unless I met them. And so
Yeah, can you tell me? I'm in control of what DMAG is.
it's a digital asset management group.
Cool.
I think Al can speak on that.
Yeah. So we have a lot of things in the works, but essentially it's a curation company. We have a lot of people that have done, X, Y, or Z, and they fill into our company with good roles. And through that, companies, smaller artists, and everything in between come to us and they say, we'd like to create a project. And we have some pretty exciting stuff in the works. Chupacabras obviously is the first one, but we have people sign, and we help develop the project in a way that is mathematically projected to be sustainable. We found that there was a lot of issues with that we might be able to solve and help address in the community. So we decided to do that, and we've built out a team. We've been doing concerts. We did the Abyssus Bay VIP party. Young Hustler performed at that actually, and there's just a lot in the works, and it's very exciting. And he's actually the first artist we signed, and we have more now. But yeah, he's amazing. Young Hustler, check him out if you haven't. His album will be coming, his project will be coming, and he's a monster.
But
Yeah,
we got I don't know if you're Spanish, but go
yeah, but
ahead.
I was
Yeah.
saying back to my point. What I was saying is, I just wouldn't have felt comfortable if I didn't meet these people and they doxed themselves to me. So I understand the importance of being doxed there, but it also doesn't say that I would shy
Would
away
you
from
have signed with it
talking.
if it wasn't? Are you saying it wouldn't have gone the other way, or was it just nice that it worked out the way it did?
No, no, honestly, man, if everything went to play out the way, I definitely probably would not have done the same. But now, does that go the
You
same
would
way
have
for
said,
me?
"No, I'm not going to be involved because you're not doxxed."
No, no, I'm not comfortable with not knowing who I'm working with. So that's the difference from what I'm saying there. So like if I'm investing, I'm not working with those people. I'm investing and they're doing the work. But if I'm going to be working with somebody, I would like to know who I'm working with. That's a little bit of key difference there.
No, yeah, for sure. I do agree too. I feel like we gotta be comfortable. We gotta feel comfortable with our money and where our time is going. So yeah, I do agree with you. Yeek.
Or Yegs.
Yeah, what's up, guys? How's it going?
What up?
Yeah, my name is I guess you can call me YEG, self learner, and that's just my tag. I'm also the CEO of Symmetry Applied High Technologies Corporation. And back
That
in
sounds cool.
I appreciate that. Back in 2014, we were developing the world's first electric powered air cushioned hoverboard that we were going to be plugging into a Tesla, I guess, supercharger. And I'm not going to go too much into details right now, but yeah, so disruptive technology company CEO, love blockchain, love the metaverse, big enthusiast, completely understand NFTs to more of an extent than most will say, and jumped into this space and just happy to be here. Let's just put it that way.
We are
And
happy to have you, my friend.
no, I appreciate that. And to be frank, I'm a very frustrated individual because I see what happens in the markets. I see what the SEC does to the little guy. I'm pissed off as fuck. I've seen AMC, I've seen GameStop, and I've just been like, man, I totally get the ape movement and any movement really. If it involves CRO, if it involves crypto, if it involves NFTs, blockchain, metaverse, it makes sense. It's
Hell
long.
yeah, bro. Hell yeah. Keep going, bro.
Yes, the
Yeah.
new currency.
And like, okay, so right now, for example, we have some truckers in this group that are talking about how, well, they're working and they want to be able to be a part of this as well. And, there's startups that are operating in Canada, for example, such as DriveWise, and they've found ways of just streamlining their own processes so they don't need to go into every single way station
Hell
because of
yeah.
that blockchain.
Hell yeah, bro. Preach it, bro.
And it's fucking annoying that, we have government intervention just making life hard at the end of the day. You know what? If I want to get a permit, I got to talk to 20 people, spend 3 months. Blockchain could have been three
Fuck that.
seconds.
You're
Three
right.
fucking seconds. So the point is,
Just real quick, y'all. Natalie's got her hand up. Natalie does not appreciate the swear words, so we are working on it.
oh, I'm so sorry, Natalie. I am a frustrated individual who's
I think
developing
that's
a
about
communication strategy.
Thank
that's
you,
about
and thank you,
15 Cro
Alpha,
to
for
the Thunder Wallet.
trying to keep things clean.
It was getting a little. The F-bomb meter was going up. I got worried.
Yeah,
Alpha, we
too
need a
many
swear
of them.
jar.
I'm out.
We need a swear
Anyway,
jar, Alpha, for
Go ahead.
Charlie.
anyway, I would say yes, I am a frustrated individual. We'll leave it there. And that over time, I've learned that I need to express my frustrations in a slightly less, I'm not going to say, let's say my microaggressions can cause certain tendencies. I need to work on my mannerisms. I agree. So I apologize for that, Natalie. I will definitely work on my issues. And everybody, yeah, I got problems. We all do. And blockchain is the solution. I'm just going to leave it there.
Oof, I love it. I love
Do
it
you
so
know?
much.
Do you know when you talk like that, how many follows you get? Come in this room every day, and
Got one
you're
from
gonna
me
have like
off the
you're gonna
rip.
have
He got one from
5,000
me.
followers in like a week.
Is Natalie up? Let's hear from Natalie.
Okay. Sort of a different topic, but I didn't want to let this Coffee and Crow today go without bringing this up. Walter and I had been having a little chat on Twitter, and I was really pissed off about the cut to our benefits. And Walter was saying, "Well, it's not like we weren't warned." Right. And so I was thinking about that because I highly respect Walter, his opinions and research and all that. It's very valuable, really good addition to the community, right? So it makes me think. And I thought, well, did I expect it to be cut? Well, yeah. I mean, we probably all expected a cut because you can't get that much free money forever. And like Alpha always says, the first one in the pool wins, right? So you get a ton of interest when you're first, and then the interest gets cut. So thinking, well, okay, what did I expect? So I expected one of, like one could be they could say, well, like Binance, split it up between Binance and Binance US. And then US investors get these benefits, everybody else gets these other benefits. That would have been one option. A second option would have been say, well, okay, we only want to give these benefits to accredited investors. And I came up with that because that's exactly what Celsius did earlier in April. And then the third option would be to reduce the benefits. But honestly, I did not expect them to go all the way from 12% to freaking zero. So they did not meet my expectations. And I'm glad that this morning I woke up to a message that said, we changed our minds. We're not going to do that after all. You're going to get 8%. Good? We're good. They met my expectations. I'm all happy now.
I was a little peeved about that myself, as we said already. Here, the Ruby is their fastest onboarding route, and it's already pretty expensive for most, average minimum wage workers and etc. that you want buying it for cashback, and now it's only 0.5%. I think that's going to hurt them more in the long run. Plus, it's the bigger accounts that we're missing out on these kickbacks. Now, I get it, and I think that it's a massive amount of liquidity. So it was important to respect the large holders in that sense. But I do think a rejig on the cashback is needed, and hopefully I'll shout more about it, get some love from the Crow fam on the dynamic rewards idea, or even bigger rewards for things like essentials and stuff like that. Again, collaboration with retailers, especially in the EU and the US and the UK too, Canada even, CDC. Just a message to start respecting the Crow fam in the international community. But I will say, Nat, as you said, the US, you guys already have some of those collaborations with retailers and more exciting things coming down the line before we get it, if you know what I mean. So I do, but I wasn't necessarily just disagreeing. I was salty after seeing everything on Twitter for the day that a lot of people anyway were saying, "What the hell?" Signed up X amount of months ago. In fairness, they were one honoring the stake for the rest of your time that you had it, so that was a pretty smooth move. And number two, the fact that it was anyone who signed up before the announcement, was pretty fair. That's all I was thinking. And I always remember it. Sure, you guys could back it up. Being in the emails, they were always saying it's subject to change. It was never really fine print. It was pretty obvious in a little paragraph of bullet points. But that's the only point I was making. Just kudos to CDC. They were always really clear about that stuff. Hopefully, moving forward, they can recognize the little guys a bit more, I think, and help us with the onboarding because most people are not signing up for the indigo or the jade green. So that's something I think we need to shout about. Even if you're a large holder, you need to shout about being able to onboard the smaller holders. You know, if you have nieces and nephews and etc. that you want to inspire with this, and you've got 4 to 10K stakes, how are you going to look? It's like, excuse me, uncle whoever or aunt whoever, how can I afford this? $4 grand is the next like 6 months work for me. What the hell? Whereas $350 with a decent ROI in cashback and the hip young thing of the Spotify and whatever, that's a really cool, attractive option. I just think it needs to be a bit more than 0.5% or more of these kind of collaborations and dynamic rewards. On that point, if you hit up the poll up the top that I posted, it seems that everyone thinks there's something coming down the DeFi pipeline. Apparently that was mentioned in the roadmap as well. So hopefully we can take it as exciting now that they've reinstated some kickback for those big holders. And I do respect that too. Just to make the point, we need to watch out for the little guys coming aboard, I think.
All
What's
good
the
points.
order?
Yeah, all good points. And thank you. It's good discussion. And thanks for making me think. You know, it made me evaluate my expectations and why I was so upset about the whole cut.
No, the truth of the matter is the dialogues that end up happening in here between you and the watcher are just solid gold. So I'm glad that we restarted this space and hit the record button because this is why we do that shit. Who's up? Work?
Let me just go real quick. I wasn't next, but let me say this. I feel like this is almost a mirror image of what happened the last time they cut these rates, because they were at 18% and they tried to go down to like 6 or something, I think, and everybody like went nuts, and they were like, okay, 12 for private and 10 for the next tier down. So I feel like it's almost mirror exact image. And there was a huge people exited. There was upset people and that huge crash. And I forget what we went from, like 17 cents down to 10, or I don't remember where we were at that time, but it seems east.
Yeah, and I remember, just to add to that, signing up. At the time, I was kind of post MCO FUD, and it was complete and utter CDC FUD all over. And remember as well that we have that reputation out in the chain. We're an exchange to all the DJs and etc. Some of whom probably came in here and just took advantage, kind of took the mick. Let's just say it sounds bad, but that probably did happen. And it's still out there that people just say, what? CDC? Excuse me? The exchange? The devils? The non-custodials? That's what they were doing with the DeFi wallet. So there has to be a hint there somewhere. There has to be a hint. But I think there's a not an ether rock, a crow rock or something. Is it Pony Boy? Is that what it is?
Pony
Is that his
Boy's
handle?
back. What's up, Pony Boy?
I'm back. I'm back. Bing bong. I want a chimp. Let's go.
Let's go.
I want some help. I want a little engagement from the community here. So, this isn't a shot at you, YG. Where'd you go? I think he might have left. But somebody just came up here and said they were the CEO of a company, and they gave a nice speech, and I bet he got about 100 followers because I know I followed him. But so my question to you all is, what are you looking for when you say a doxed person? Because the internet can be very, very fake, and I feel like it's very easy to make a fake CEO profile, a fake Facebook, a fake this. So I was wondering if you guys can DM me and just send me things that what you think an online doc should look like. I want to try to make some sort of like doc sheet, some sort of form, see if we can't get some information, see what you guys really want. See what.
Look up the Burn One token. My buddy who lives on Martha's
Yep.
Vineyard, and the only reason he's not in these spaces is because he's a fucking Solana boy. And like, that's on him. It's all good.
He's
But
doing
he
it
made a
wrong.
token. He made a token called Burn One, and the whole point was to raise funds to rectify legal issues with marijuana and people that have been locked up.
Yeah.
And if you look up the token and see that page, they dox themselves at the bottom, and I think that's a perfect way to do it. You know,
Cool.
just like a standard Web3 doxing. Picture, background. It's not like this is how to find me. It's like this is what I look like. Am I trustable? Because you can see that, right? And then this is what I've done. So like
Yeah.
this is what I have to offer.
Right on, right on. All right, yeah, I'm just curious. Like I said, I mean, it's not hard for someone to go out there and make something. So, if you all want to throw me some DMs, I'm just curious on what everyone's input is as far as what an actual docs is and what you're looking for as an investor. Just curious, just wondering where everyone's at with that.
No, it's really good to ask these questions because like everybody around here bought that token because they know the guy, right? But now that I'm trying to teach them how to be blockchain detectives because they're hitting me up like, I think he took liquidity out. And I'm like, well, you can fucking check, bro.
Yup. All right, bing bong. I got to go to work. Thanks for the chimp. BBC, you've had your hand up all day. You're crazy. You don't stop. You're the man.
He is nuts.
What up? What up? Yeah, congratulations on your OG bad to the bone chimp. I'm jealous.
Yours is coming, Brad. I swear to
I'm
God, one of these
jealous.
days you're
And
gonna
I'm
learn
gonna
your
stay
lesson
jealous.
and you're
Hey,
gonna win
look,
a champ.
I gotta ask this question, and before I ask it, here's where it's coming from, okay? Because I'm not gonna quote this guy. I have too much respect for this guy to quote him, but I'll give you his initials. His initials are MS, and his company is MS. But he always asks. He starts from the same basic question because
Microsoft?
he's an engineer, so he starts from this same question every time. His question is, how do we fix the problem? All this opinion this morning, gold, excellent. But you got to realize there's an opportunity on this blockchain right here for somebody to provide a service and be a freaking hero. Give us just unbiased reporting and, hey, make it categorize it. Doxed, fully doxed, and not so doxed. I don't know what your category is going to be. The next category is going to be the leadership. The management is very open to feedback. Not at all open to feedback. Threatens to kill you if you provide feedback. There's love. So you could have categories, but if you think about it, already been done on Web 2. Somebody has the opportunity.
You're talking about the Angie's List of Web3. I dig it, Brad. Thank you.
Yeah, but it's not just Angie's List. There's all kinds. We need that. And we need some of you guys that are a hell of a lot sharper than me to go ahead and hey, it's there for you. You're going to be famous. We're going to love you, and but you got to take the top 10 projects on Chronos Chain. Take the top 15, start there, and then start working out. And if you need a team, there's going to be people just knocking. They're going to jump on board like so fast you can. That train is coming. We have to have it because unless you want government to tell you every single thing that you want to do on the blockchain, including how you wash your nutsack, then that has to be done. I don't want government to tell me what. I'm tired of that. That's why we're all here. Forget that. We're better than that. We don't need government telling us what to do. But we got to have a little infrastructure, and somebody's going to be a hero. Who is it? I don't know. I'm watching a couple of you, and my money is... some of you got game. That's all I'm gonna say.
So BBC, I'll just react to that. Not that it's directed at me, I know, but the first thing I'll say is obviously I've probably seen more flack than I've seen actually myself, behind the scenes and etc. Fully expect that. Seen it myself, other chains and etc. This is how it goes when you put yourself out there like that. But a big one is that's a careful balance to play. I've said it before, it'd be really cool. It would be fun, if anything, to create a space that projects are not afraid to come to, but definitely have to prep themselves in order to come to. But I think,
What would you call this space?
How do the
well,
badass
you see,
space?
this is the point. This is the point I was going to make. Last night was a great example that there's such a hard balance to play, knowing that we're building on top of existing technologies, all sorts of things. I mean, when you
I
visit
hear you,
CFI
Walter.
Wallet, so
I
little of
do,
that was
but
actually built by CDC.
yeah.
It's
But Elon
existing
just landed a
technology.
rocket
Brad,
on
don't
its.
do it. We got
It's
20
him.
minutes left.
How
Yeah.
do
Don't
we
do it.
fix the
So,
problem?
just to make the point that, like, in creating those kind of critiques and all this kind of stuff, we have this just careful balance to play of knowing we're really into the fundamentals. I just have to repeat that point that, like, even a dev's history isn't necessarily the be all and end all. We had someone step in and say we're building something completely and utterly new. This has never been seen before, and I had to just call them on it. And I'll just say, BBC, in reaction to what you said, what would you all say if the Watcher said he went and looked at some of the biggest and the best, and, in the style of some gifs we have in Discord, sort of turned around and walked back out, shaking the head? That's all I'm going to say. We shouldn't idolize anyone. We should be critical, because even if you got $10 in there, you're a damn member, and your opinion matters. Your bags
Facts.
don't.
Facts. Thank you. We
So,
do not care how much money you have. We don't care how many NFTs you have. We really don't. I can't make this more clear. If you're here every day, you're in, and you're still early. And I shouldn't have to say this anymore. But, like, don't talk big talk that you can't back up, because you're ruining it. Not just for yourself, for all of us. You know what I mean? It's like your reputation is everything in Web3. I say this every day. There's a reason for it. That's the social currency that all of this runs on. And if you fuck it up, well, like, what are you gonna do next? You you could start over, start a new identity. I'm not gonna, like, give you the alpha on that shit, but, like, don't fuck it up. Don't fuck it
And,
up because
and we kind of
you want to make
seen this
yourself
happen.
look cool. Like, that's not what this is about. We are building shit here for us, for our kids, for our kids' kids. Solid foundation. Don't bring your bullshit in here. What up, Daddy?
What up, everybody? I just wanted to shout out everybody that was in the room last night. Voyager had a chat. They jumped into a couple Crow fam chats from what I heard. So I asked everybody to come in and repay him the favor and just have a nice discussion. They discussed their stuff. We discussed ours. Um, I hope that we opened some eyes and minds up last night. I just wanted to say that, man. Thanks to everybody who showed up last night to that little shindig.
I got to start getting up at 4 a.m.
Yeah, I did message Chronos Watcher to come in. I needed some smart people because I'm just a chimp.
Yeah, I think we had the Chronos project that came up.
Oh yeah,
Pro Sapien.
Chrono Sapien was there too last night.
Oh, okay. Thought he had his hand up. But Jameson, what's up, man?
What's going on, everybody? I've been trying to get up here, but I've been in and out of good and bad service, so didn't want
Bro,
to rug on y'all. How's everyone doing?
I've been holding this together, waiting for you. I was gonna rug it an hour ago. Come on, buddy.
Bro, I'm sorry. I'm coming through Kansas, and I'll tell you, everyone's like, "Oh, beautiful rolling hills," until you hit the bottom of the damn hill and you don't have any phone service. It's not beautiful.
Then it's just
yeah. Call it the Coffee and Cro rug time, man. I just like keep on bouncing in and out. It's terrible. But no, I've caught a lot of this. I've missed a lot of it too. I think yeah, like, man, so much good constructive stuff here, because I think one thing that all of us see is that there is still so much learning to be had, and there is still so much coming. And I think that all of us are going to, like, just in life, like, some of us, like, okay, there was people that I have a neighbor, right? Like, I have had two different neighbors in two different places. Both of them have invested in the internet boom, right? One of them made a shit ton of money, and one of them is still broke. And I think that it really, and I'm not saying that that's going to be everyone here or whatever. And I know I'm kind of going a little off track here, but let me do it because I'm coming back.
They don't hang out with each other, do they? Because that would be fucking
No,
torture.
no, exactly. They don't hang out with each other. They operate in different manners, and they look at life in two completely different manners, you know. And I think that there is, and I'm not saying that like everyone, but I also have friends that have went completely different routes from each other, and both of them are successful. And with that, I think that some of us are willing to take bigger risks on certain things, and some of us want more security in our investment. And I think that that's where diversification is key. And I think that's where having these different projects is amazing because none of us are going to do it the same. None of us are going to live life the same. None of us are going to raise our kids the same. None of us are going to brush our
But
teeth or wipe our ass the same.
we're not looking for different levels of risk with NFT projects, are we? Just
Yep.
I'm like that with tokens and maybe like
I think NFT
dexes.
projects are risks. I think when you're buying into a project, it's a risk on because sometimes you don't know how people are going to act. You know, like I've seen projects in the past that I'm glad I didn't buy into because their project leaders acted in ways that I'm just grateful I wasn't even a part of. You know, and that's just me being grateful that I didn't buy that NFT project because
No,
that
that's a
has a
great point.
project. That project has a voice, and me being an investor in it, I don't want to be a part of that voice, you know. And sometimes we have that, and we don't have that choice either, you know. Like we can't win every battle, right? But I think part of it is like NFTs is still a business at the end of the day. You're still backing something, you know. And I think that like people should be like I'm doxxed. I don't care if people know my name, but some people don't want people to know their name because like crypto slums coming in here and stuff. Cyberbullying is real, and I have friends that have been tore apart in all different manners by people knowing their names and finding information about them and exposing them and all kinds of shit and like dumb shit, like finding pictures of their family and their kids and like putting stuff all over the internet. So I get it. Like I completely understand where people are coming from when it comes to not wanting to put certain information out because I don't post any pictures of my kids anywhere. I don't let anyone. I'm just not about it just because I don't want people seeing them in that manner. Now, like, and I just think that, like, that's just how everyone looks at things different. So, I don't know. I just wanted to pop up here and kind of diarrhea my mouth a little bit because there was so much good stuff said. And I just think that we just all have to take a step back sometimes and look at none of us are going to operate our lives the same way. None of us are going to operate our finances the same way. None of us are going to operate our families the same way. But we can all agree to disagree on certain things, and we all can still support each other in these times and in all times when we're up, when we're down, because that's what family does, you know. And I think that that's it's been really constructive, you know, listening to everyone go at it. I know sometimes it's been a little cutthroat in here, but that's when the good stuff, when it gets spicy, is when the
That's the
problems are
best
solved,
stuff.
man.
That's what they
No,
come here
yeah, I
for.
do
Let's
agree,
be
and
honest.
also I got somebody in my DM that asked, Al, you there, Al?
Yo, what's up?
Okay, so let me just talk to you about this. Somebody just asked me because I know nothing about what you have going on, so but
Somebody who?
I'm not gonna say who,
Well,
but
then why are
they
you
they
asking
uh,
a question?
they asked they
Like, if
asked.
they got a question, right, they can ask me, right?
Oh well, you know how some people just don't like to like confrontation or anything. So I think they asked me to ask you about. They said, can you ask about Wealthy being an artist? Cause that's your sibling, and you
Oh,
didn't
hell
tell
yeah, man.
anybody.
Yeah, I mean, we don't want to make it to where like, oh yeah, buy her shit because I know her. That's not what it's about. She was pretty adamant about the fact that one, she didn't really want to be doxxed, so thanks for that, I appreciate it. But then also two, her work speaks for itself. She's an artist through and through, and she kind of wanted her art to sell itself in that
So
way.
is that for this project or a different project?
Oh hell yeah, man! I'm using
No,
all the
no, like
I
like
have.
it. I don't know. I don't know what project they talk about. They talk about this one right now. The
It's
triple.
about chupacabras, yeah, man. Yeah, she's a
Oh,
world class
so she
artist.
your
Like,
sibling?
oh yeah, yeah, that's my little sister, man.
Oh,
She was one of those where like I didn't know she was this good. And she went to college for it and everything. But I've been in Florida and they've been in Texas. And when I came back and I saw what she'd been doing, the people she'd been messing around with, the quality for work and what it'd been selling for, I was like, hey, you might want to think about this. And I didn't push her. she got into the spaces. She started joining it, and then she came to me. She was like, "Yeah, let's do this. I like this a lot."
Okay. Yeah, I was confused myself. I didn't even know what project that they was talking about until you
I'm
just.
confused because we
Yeah,
love the family stuff. We love the couples that can
Yeah,
live together. We
yeah.
love the
I kind of.
families, and we love Wealthy. She's been in here a bunch of times. It just feels
yeah.
Man,
weird
yeah,
that that's the relationship, and it's like
that's
we're
crazy
always
though,
talking
man.
about like
Man, these
transparency and
people know
shit.
how to find some information out there for sure. Dang.
Well, I mean,
But
I'll just say Alpha asked you that because I told him, and he asked me. And it's not really that big of a deal. There's some people that want to be anonymous. I mean, that was her goal, right? To be an anonymous artist, and nobody know who she is, and her work be famous. So I appreciate you ruining that. That kind of sucks, but
I
if it
think
is to
there's a
be,
lot of things that are
I
ruining it
think that it
here.
kind of
I
looked
think there's a
dishonest.
lot of things that could be really good, and unfortunately, it's turning into a shit salad.
no,
And
Yeah,
definitely not. No, okay. So if you like the project and you like the utilities, right? Because like it's not going to be a I know this person and
who
they're working on this. I know these devs and they're working on this. It's going to be, do you like this project? Is it valuable? Do you like the past history
bro,
record of the
everybody
people that
here
have worked
knows
on
you as Al Chimpone Afro Mafia.
it? Exactly.
Like
yeah.
to
Can
have
I touch on one thing?
chupacabras with Frodex, I don't know, man. It's starting to feel weird.
Can I touch on one thing, Al?
Yeah. What's
Because
up, man?
I got family that want to come into this community also, but I know if they did, I would have to let the people know that they my family if I promote them, because otherwise I think that would look dishonest. You
It's a
understand what like the
conflict of
point that.
No,
interest,
I
bro.
get it. I mean, that's one side of the coin. The other side, like I said, she's an artist. It's not like a traditional investor, or we're bringing her in because she's a musician or something. The anonymous artist is actually a trope that has been in existence for hundreds, if not thousands, of years. And that she's a traditional artist and traditionally trained, and that was her goal. So I was respecting that. It wasn't a dishonest thing, and it wouldn't matter if she was my sister or not. If she couldn't draw, it would look like shit. Like if she wasn't good, it wouldn't be good. You know.
Uh, uh, Also,
That's not what it's
before
about.
you go, I just want to touch on it was not Alpha
Who's going?
who sent me that information.
Who's leaving?
Well, who was it? Because it's pretty well known. Like Ugonzo knows she's my sister. Like
No,
all the
I don't
project
want to
owners
say
know
it. If
she's
they
my
wanted to say
sister.
it, then they would have said it. They
Here's the
wanted to say it through
problem:
me.
is this is snowballing now. Like in my head, it's snowballing,
Okay, well,
and like
help me understand
I
in
can't
your
help
head.
but let it
Yeah,
go
it
where
wasn't.
it's gonna
I just don't
go.
want you
Like,
thinking that it was Alpha. It wasn't. It was just somebody in my DMs that. That's a similar
No
like
reason
man.
for it to be Snowball, right? We're an established LLC with a track record of creating business through multiple people on our board. Not only that, I mean,
who is?
me, Lynx, Wayne, like we have all started businesses, and we've made it our mission to actually be successful in life, and we're applying all the
That's
things
great.
we
That's
learned
awesome.
towards
That's
this.
awesome. What I'm focusing on here is the fact that we've been doing this for 6 months, and if everybody remembers, I write everything on the wall. So like all the shit that you said in November and December is right here on the wall.
And it's
And
been
the Afro Mafia was like number one priority: help people you fucks, right? It's all charity. And like we've had plenty of drama because of that, dude. I took a lot of heat for
well.
some
Don't
of
you
Yeah,
the
think it's
charity
a good
stuff
I
that
idea?
we
was
had
the
to
one who
do.
actually bought
But
heat to him
like
because of that.
now here we are talking about chupacabras, and my head's blown back because again I'm feeling like, what? I didn't know the real story. Like, why?
That is the real story. I mean, there's nothing wrong with someone trying to be an entrepreneur, not only creating a business that's going to be valuable for the community, but also valuable for charity. And part of this Afro Mafia plan has always been to have a DEX. If you've written everything on the wall, you would have that written down as well.
Bro, what I
With
have on
this
the wall
DEX,
that I'm
I'm not
really
done yet.
worried
I'm
about
not
is
done
the
yet,
stuff
Alpha.
from
Alpha.
November
I
and
didn't get to
December.
finish
So
my
I
sentence.
just want to go down the line
Yeah,
and
let's go down the
start
line.
there.
But okay, but I'm going into this. There's a very large plan at stake here, and a percentage of profits from a DEX directly donated to charity is something I think the community would agree aligns with the values of the
But
Afro
you
Mafia.
didn't ask the community. We didn't vote to have Frodex to put afros in the chupacabras.
No, I
Like,
started the
and
Afro
the
Mafia.
people that started Afro Mafia, the people that were
Me,
there with you when you started Afro Mafia, we were told a lot of things about what Afro Mafia was.
and we are
And
doing those
we
things.
went
I
and
mean,
told
this is
everybody
separate,
else
right?
those things.
Yeah,
And
and then this is separate. So we've been doing the charity auctions. We've
it doesn't
obviously
feel
been
separate.
Well, I mean, to you it might not, but there's no such thing as a free dinner, right? So we do have to create, like I've been saying, a sustainable business model that will generate charitable revenue for a foreseeable future. It's great to give away a lot of money for 1 year, but where do you make the rest of that money to give out? It has to be created from something.
Well,
And that
where's the
deck,
money that we're giving out this year? Because what I wrote down on the wall was that we had $10
that
million.
money, that money's all been organized. And if you go and look actually on the afromafia.io, it essentially says that the entire year we're going to raise money for charity through these
I
auctions.
don't want to go look at another website. What I saw on afromafia.io was a bunch of bullshit merch that also nobody said anything to Afromafia about. And like,
Okay, you're acting as if
this,
you run an alpha. No, no, no. Let's stop here.
I
Let's
don't
stop
run
here.
anything. I'm telling you what I looked
No,
at.
that's great.
I
That's great.
saw
That's
that.
great. But I
That's what
started.
I see on the website.
Okay, but I mean, you've been all gung ho about this, and you really like it. Now I'm introducing something that is, you know, a big project that will also generate a significant amount of money to charity, and all of a sudden you have a problem with it, based on the fact that we also are introducing business aspects to it. Are you the only person that can be a project owner? Because I feel that at this point we have much better planning on our project than many other
Man,
projects that are choosing to announce themselves right now, and we are going about it the correct way. And I don't appreciate the insinuation that we were dishonest or things are snowballing in your head, as you know we do work about 20 hours
Okay,
a day.
well, you
yo,
were dishonest
yo,
and
Hey,
things are snowballing in my head.
congratulations! Hey, congratulations to Al for onboarding his sister to the Crow fam. That wasn't mentioned.
yeah, I like that. I like that. The look that you gave that. I'm just shocked that it is a sibling. I mean, not in a good way or bad way. I'm just like shocked. I didn't know.
Yeah, I mean it's
I don't
crazy
know how to
that
feel about
talented.
any of this. I really don't. But like, don't
No,
come at me hot,
I'm
dude.
just
I'm
like
just
blown away.
fucking calling it like I see it.
No,
I'm reading off the
that's it.
fucking wall
We're
here.
creating a business and we're creating something that's valuable for the community, and it's sustainable. We have a written out plan that can be introduced throughout the plan of the project, and we have that. We have a team that we've built. We have people on payroll. We have a lot of money behind this, and we're trying to do something not only for the community but for charity. Now, if things are snowballing in your head, I mean, that could just be conjecture or personal opinions. But if you put everything on paper based on what we're trying to do, there's nothing wrong with this morally, business wise. There's no objections to be made here. Okay. Like, I was respecting the wishes of a world class artist who wanted to remain anonymous. And if you have that big of a problem and it starts to snowball, maybe there were a lot of other things you weren't saying.
Bro, there's a lot of other things that add to the snowball. Like the other night, I'm in here doing my thing like every fucking night. And our homie Nifterium's in here. And I say, oh, we love this project. I'm minting a 10-pack and I'm giving it to the jungle token holders. And before anyone could say anything, you jumped in and said, "Me too. I'm minting 10 and I'm giving them out." And I was like, "All right, cool." But
What's wrong with
then Nifterium fucking hits me up like, "Yo, Al never minted anything."
that?
Oh
On
my
what?
god.
The fruit farmers? Because, I mean, we
No,
were giving
not the
out
fruit
a lot of those.
farmers. Nifterium, Zoo NFT, Zoo NFT.
Yeah, I never said. I mean, if it's recorded, like all of your spaces
It's
are. Go
all
back and listen.
recorded. It's
Okay, yeah,
always
I never said I
recorded. You
would
know
mint
that.
10 of his. I said if you mint anything. I also, I mean, I was trying to contribute to your
It was
space.
a giveaway.
Yeah, like here's some stuff for free to give to your space. I don't understand where your argument is at. Like I was giving out
It's
free
not the first
candelabras
time,
to
bro.
Crow.
It's not the first time. I keep everything written down.
Okay, well I
Can
keep
I
every.
ask a
Like,
general question of Al? Just because I'm getting the history for the first time here properly, I had an idea. Um, just why are you building fro decks? So that would be quote unquote Afrochimp Mafia, and then doing the chupacabras. And I presume you're still involved in slash was Afrochimp Mafia your own project, Al Capone?
Wait,
well, no,
but so wait.
Mafia
Okay,
is.
can I say one thing before you go, Al? So you got the MDA that. So are you gonna pay like three different ways then? Because if you got that helping the project, are you gonna pay from the project and you gonna pay from your company also? That's helping the project grow.
I don't draw a salary. And you know, like when you talk to businesses, I mean, you don't necessarily ask the CEO what they make, right? But I don't draw a salary from this. It's all direct liquidity injection from the team. We are funding this, and from that, we always make sure that the artist gets well over half. And you can talk to Welty and anybody else that we talked to about that. We saw a need. There were curation companies such as CDC, NFT, and some others that are taking a massive percentage from these projects and not really providing them value and not doing the math with them to make sure that the projects are sustainable. And I mean, with my background and the background of everybody else on the team, we did find a need that we could fill. Like Brad asked, what's the problem? The problem right now is there are not sustainable
Al,
projects.
can I just stop you there and ask first, what's the story with Frodex and your relationship to the Afrochip Mafia, and then we can move on to Chupacabras.
I started the Afrochip Mafia. Nobody came up with it, but I started it. I organized it. I created a charity organization around it.
Yeah, would you agree that if the likes of Alpha had shown support, and there's many other people I'm sure had, to a derivative project, primarily to, that it might feel like a bit of a dilution / you're leaving things behind?
It's actually part of the Kronos chimps. So we didn't make the afros; they were already part of it, and we created an
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
derivative
And
project,
actually, it's funny because like I see people, maybe drawing a line of we're profiting off the Afro Mafia. We're actually helping the Afro Mafia profit. Tokens will be airdropped to Afro holders, as well as many of the other NFTs that are going to be the DEX. And from that, I don't own a percentage.
I got to jump in here. I'm sorry. I apologize, but I got to set somebody out. And I don't like to do that. I hate it. But Hustler, you got great guy. Man, this guy's coming up in the crypto and he's savvy. But come on, man. I mean, you got to give me at least 20 seconds of bars, man. If you're going to be in.
Okay, yeah, we not
Jesus
about to do
Christ,
that
Brad.
with this conversation right now.
Okay. Well,
Because
let's go Murphy
this
and
is
then work.
this is mind blowing to me. And also, we got two
Murphy and then
hands
work.
up. I kind of want to hit those, but man, I'm like, this is
it
this is
shocking to
crazy.
you that I've been building in the scenes because I haven't been in the spaces? I mean, like,
don't fucking be condescending, bro.
It's
Just
not
chill.
condescending.
It is.
It just it's crazy to me that that the information that in my DMs that like she's your sibling and you also running you helping her with the running the project with your other company, but she getting paid out. But we all know how siblings get paid out. It just kind of it's confusing to me. But
No, I don't
let's
think
get to the
that's it.
hands.
Loaded. I get that. I don't think that's fair. I just want to jump in there.
It's just
To
my
say to
opinion.
Al,
That's all. And
I
you are
think,
not jumping in right now because
and
we had these hands up for a
I think what
while.
people are getting fired up about is just things like the statements about world class art and
work, and then we got
Well, that's an opinion, right? I mean, that's their people.
Yeah, it's just my opinion for a fact. This is just my opinion.
I
It's
mean,
Murphy. Murphy and then work. What's up, Murph?
Hey, so opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one. They all stink. All right, just everybody remember that. And we've been talking. I'm just changing the subject just real quick. Y'all can get right back to it. We've been talking about. I think it was Al that mentioned. He found a need and he's trying to fill it. Well, I found a need and I'm trying to fill it. So the need is a lot of you have questions about DeFi. A lot of you have misinformations about DeFi. So I need you to go to the jungle and Discord and join the Discord, right? And in between the shows and off and on after the shows, I'm going to be in there. We can have one-on-one private conversations, right? Without trolls popping in Twitter and things like that, and really educate you on the ins and outs of decentralization, the benefits, the drawbacks, the benefits of centralization, the drawbacks of that. There's always two sides to the coin, like Loaded said a few times today. But I just want to put that out there. There's a need for explanations when things that happened to MMF happen. And I want to invite in front of everybody and on a recorded space, Watcher, Daddy G, Alpha to pop in, right? And everyone get together and teach some of these uneducated people or even some of the people that just don't have time to do this on their own and show them the way, right? So this is all great, and docs and undocs and that's wonderful. But just to change it up just a little bit, education is key, knowledge is power, and we can all do this together. I'm not going to have all the answers. I don't know everything about DeFi, but I will tell you if I don't know something, I'll admit it right then and there, and we'll go together and look it up. So come on in, hang out, shoot the shit. It's a little more private. We won't have all these interruptions. Thank you.
Hell yeah,
No,
Mark.
yeah, thank you. I think we've been doing a good job with just trying to let people talk all the way through. But go ahead. We got another hand up,
Work, yeah.
and
Yes,
then Jay, then me.
gotcha. Just I don't want to try to put anybody down or anything like that. I'm still trying to catch up on everything that's going on here, but you can't be anonymous and tell people who you are. Too many. If anybody knows, then that's lose. I know these. I know some of these people that you're saying knew, and not everybody has tight lips. To be anonymous, you have to be anonymous. You can't go on Twitter, and you probably can't work with your brother.
Yeah, and that's
Yeah,
fine. And
I
eventually it was
disagree.
probably
Yeah,
gonna
I
get
mean, I
out.
agree with that one. Yeah, for sure. Cause
Because
that.
I mean, she met everybody at Miami, right? So like, we hung out with Ugonzo and Chad and Kevin from LHRC and tons of other people. So it wasn't like a hardcore
She
secret. She was just, like
should have
she.
just said,
Doesn't
"I'm
really make any
I,
sense.
I
Like a
kind of,
lot of things, it just
I'm
doesn't
I
make
not."
kind of
any
think.
sense.
My bad. Can I go? I kind of think you should get in front of this, cause it just look kind of crazy right now.
Well,
That
that's
we.
fine. I mean, if you wanna base your decisions on a project based on like relations to workers inside of the project, like that's one thing. But I mean, like, I encourage you, like, look at what we're doing. Like, don't trust me. Like, do your research. Like, look
No,
at what
yeah,
we're
for
doing.
sure.
And when we have the mathematics out and we have the learning and the financial education and the language education, like, just look at it. Like, you don't have to buy anything until you like what you see.
Also,
And we're not here.
Right.
We're here to stay. It's not here to make a quick
Can I do the second
buck.
thing on the list here, Al? Because we're actually out of time, but we're gonna keep going until we get through
no,
the
yeah,
list
because
here.
I got one message from the community too.
All
It's
right,
about
let me do.
it's to you.
You
It's to you,
told
Al.
Kazan that you were gonna send him an Afro chimp, and he was fucking DMing me for months about this. Like, it's really one of the main things that was like just bugging me since
Yeah, well, that can
December.
happen.
So
I
I
mean,
sent him an Afro chimp. And like, I just don't understand why, of all things, that had to go that way. Because
And also
Kazan is like
somebody told me that you just
solid dude.
bought all the afros yourself, and
yeah, that's a conspiracy theory. Like, I
okay,
mean,
okay, great.
if you
I
if
just
you
want to
have,
touch on that.
yeah, if you got
I
transaction
just don't know.
fees,
And then they say you sold them for 10K Crow,
yeah, that's a
and
conspiracy
then
theory.
you promised that you was gonna have parties every 3 months, and you haven't did one.
No, that's just a nice little FUD option,
Every
and
4 months, that was
every
a
quarter,
promise.
every quarter. But I
That would
mean,
be
it
every
does,
four
Quarter.
months
yeah, every
or
quarter, and
three
we do
months.
have to we do have to change things. I
Oh,
mean,
they
like
were on the money every 3 months. Shit, I was wrong.
every quarter, yeah, every quarter, and with that, like
So
we
six
have been
months in,
trying.
we should have had 2 parties already.
Yeah, but I mean, also like look at the engagement. There's really not too many people that we can bring a party to. I'm trying to make this a big deal. And
I'm
with that,
trying.
sometimes you have to adjust your business goals and the way that you treat
But
an organization, based on the information that presents itself. And we didn't have the traction I wanted. We're still growing the brand in terms of getting people to recognize across chains, who we are.
How?
but
Um,
Okay,
people
hey,
did spend
I'm
five
just gonna
k.
interject here for a moment. Hi, ladies, and well, probably
Yeah,
most
I
of.
just want to
Hey,
finish
boo
this one second.
boo.
Hey, you could go, Lizzie. But I
No,
just want to
loaded.
say,
That's my wife. She talks.
oh, okay, my bad. Go ahead there.
Go,
I did
Bishop.
want to say that these guys did spend 5K on a
You're
chimp,
muted,
thinking
babe.
that
Hit
they
your
was
mic
going.
button. She's
Go
but I
ahead.
upstairs
totally
talking. I
didn't
can
own.
hear her
I've only
talking
owned one
upstairs, but
All
her
right,
mic is
Afro
so
muted.
see
for.
you later.
There it is.
See you later, fellas. I got 5 minutes with this guy until I see him at 8 o'clock tonight. I don't need to hear this shit in my house. Okay. Goodbye. Brush your teeth. All that shit. Bye.
Oh,
Facts.
okay. Goodbye, Miss Alpha.
Yep, she calls the shots. That's how it goes. We will continue this at 4:20, but don't think I forgot about any of it because I wrote it on the fucking wall. And she forgot to tell you, floss. Own your keys, own your crypto. This is fucking DeFi. Don't forget it.